Okay, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy Dog. We missed you. Sawyer, Middlestat traded. I know. I created the thumbnail like last night, and of course, all of you saw I made it public this morning. I did not think Casey Middlestat was getting traded, but here we are. But more importantly, though, Cal is back with us. He is here tonight for the Sabres Leafs stream. Cal, how are you doing?
It's good to be back. I'm feeling way better. We had quite a rough stretch there. Still not completely normal, but I'm feeling a lot better. And I'd just like to say we did get our merch in today. So as you guys see here, Hurt in the Car, Call William Matar, proud partners with them now. So check them out. Don will have a shirt as well coming up within the next couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, it's been an absolutely hectic day, chaotic day for the city of Buffalo. First of all, let's talk about this before the game starts. Casey Middlestat, big 1-for-1 swap, things you barely see ever in the NHL nowadays. 1-for-1. I know we all look at 1-for-1 and we think Shea Weber, PK Subban, and that whole shebang. But yeah, even swap there. I think both teams, got what they were kind of looking for. Again, it's tough for Colorado giving up a young prospect, not prospect, but young up and comer like that. With that being said, getting Casey Middlestat is definitely going to help them on their quest to try to win the Stanley Cup this year. And then from the Sabres' point of view, it just doesn't look like the Sabres had any interest re-signing Casey Middlestat to a long-term deal, which is probably what he would have wanted. So I think it works out for both teams. And again, who knows? Maybe you end up signing Casey Middlestat in the future in a free agency period because I think he does have, that relationship with those guys. So yeah, I think overall, a lot of people are saying Buffalo won this trade, but I do see a lot of Buffalo homers very sad that Casey Middlestat is gone, which I will agree with that. It's gonna be tough not having Mitz.
I'm really sad. I explained in my video. So this is my third thing now for the channel today. Had a video on the Sabres, then Brandon Bean decided to go off. We'll talk about that real soon, and then now the live stream. But I'll repeat what I said in the video. I'm really disappointed to see Casey go. I'm very, very sad. I was one of the Casey's biggest supporters. I thought he was a really good player for this team, and I'm just really disappointed that he's gone. Although I am somewhat excited for Bo Byram, I'm happy to see him in Buffalo. I'm happy to see as well that we finally have a top three core now. I'd like to see one more defenseman added to that pot. But the Sabres D core, I think, is starting to look really solid.
It absolutely is, and I mean that side is absolutely stacked. I know they're interchangeable. Everyone can play left and right on defense. It doesn't matter. But I mean, you look at that side. You have Dahlin, you have Samuelson, you have Power, and now Byram. I mean, this is an absolutely stacked decor, and that is exactly what this team needed. I think defense clearly was our biggest need in the offseason. Kevin Adams goes out there. Clifton, Eric Johnson, neither one does the job. I think Clifton has had some up moments. He's had some decent moments. So I guess having Clifton in the next season isn't too bad. As a third pair defenseman, I won't mind him too much. But as a second pair defenseman, it just doesn't cut it. And I mean, we'll see what happens the rest of the way, but I think the Sabres are fully ready to throw in the towel here at the trade deadline. I think Eric Johnson pretty much gone. Kyle Okposo pretty much gone. Zemgus Girgensons might be gone. And hey, I mean, I didn't expect Casey Middlestat to get traded, so you never know what Kevin Adams is going to do. He could do some more blockbusters on Friday. We'll see what happens, but I truly think this offseason is when Kevin Adams truly has that, big move, big slate lined up where he's going to make those big signings, big trades to get us to that next level, which is something he didn't really do last offseason.
Yeah, and he did say, did he? I saw the Buffalo News article this past week about Kevin Adams talking about a retool. Not necessarily a rebuild, but a retool. And we've already started to see that. And it did say in that article, yes, that this summer it sounds like it's going to go crazy. And Elliot Friedman just came on TNT and said that he wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo made another move or two here at the deadline. I think he's referring to Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
Although, about Kyle Poso, Cal, it really seemed like only one team was in on Oposo, and that was the New York Rangers. And I don't know if I'm sure you saw the news earlier about the Rangers acquiring Alex Wenberg to be their fourth line or third line wide right winger. So I'm wondering now, does that take away the market for Okposo? Because outside of the Rangers, I haven't heard any other team really interested. Maybe
Yeah,
Boston.
again, there's teams like Toronto that always seem to get one or two fourth line, playoff guys for their push. And there's other teams like that in the league. A lot of these teams that are, fringe playoff teams or, maybe even locked in playoff teams already by this point, they're always looking for guys like Kyle Okposo. And I get it. I get it. Kyle Okposo is not the player he once was. I think everyone in Buffalo wants him gone, to be honest, because he's really clogging up that pipeline of young prospects who should be playing. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens with him. I do think he gets traded. I feel like it's only right. I think the only thing stopping him from getting traded to a team, even if he's just going to be a fourth line, or rotational guy, the only thing stopping that is Kyle Okposo himself, maybe saying, you know what, I got a family here. I'm only on contract one more year. How about we just end it this year, end it with the Sabres and retire? We could see that happening. But if I'm Kyle Okposo, I mean, you've played in the NHL for how long now? Go try to get that cup, right? Don't hold yourself back from moving away from your family for a couple months to, never have that chance to make the playoffs and, win a cup like that. So, I know he's been in the playoffs before with the Islanders, but, never really had a great look at that. So hopefully he gets a chance with another team, because he certainly put his time in Buffalo. And I get he's getting overpaid, but, he's one of those guys that I don't mind it too much just because he brings that amount of effort to the rink every day.
Yeah, and well, other than that, I was also reading up about Zemgus Girgensons. He's been another hot button topic here for Buffalo, and I know a lot of people aren't gonna like it, but Cal, I'm bracing you for this. It does seem like Girgensons may be coming back even next season.
It does, and I mean, again, I'm one of those guys who wanted Okposo and Girgensons gone. I mean, there are so many prospects on this team. This team is so young. I get that you want these veterans, these older guys, to help these young guys come up. But right now, both those guys are just clogging up that lineup, and it's clear as day what it's doing. I mean, you have guys in the AHL who should have been on the team, from day one this season that are just not getting the looks. I mean, Yuri Kulik being one of them, Isak Rosen. The list goes on and on. Brandon Byro could have got a look. Lucas Rusek. And some of these guys, would have way better production. Again, a guy like Zemgus Girgensons, Kyle Okposo, they're not super physical. It's not like they're helping you in the physical game. They're not really helping you on the offense. They're not very great defensively because they're so slow at this point in their career. I know Zemgus Girgensons has speed when he uses it, but overall, just the game speed's no longer there on either of those guys. More so Okposo, but, both guys have great IQ, but they should both be traded at the deadline if you're Kevin Adams. Get those guys, get whatever you can for them, and give those guys a chance to go win a cup with the team and be on their fourth line and play that playoff style hockey that, is so different from that regular season hockey we see in the NHL.
Yeah, and that's going to have to be our last word on it. Both teams are on the ice, ready to go. TNT cut straight to the action here. Ilya Samsonov in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in net for the Buffalo Sabres, and we are off. Ladies and gentlemen, first period is underway between these two teams. Wow, Sabres putting out their fourth line out here early on. Robinson sends a pass through the crease, gets its way to Okposo. Now Okposo to the point for Bryson. His slapper off the end. Well, finds Robinson at the near side post. Couldn't get a clean shot off. And the Maple Leafs will get their first touch of the puck here in this game. Going up ice, come the Maple Leafs. They're trying to break in, but that didn't work out. Come on, Eric. Do some magic here. Eric Robinson, I thought he's been really good. I've been seeing a lot more people kind of warm up to him, and I'm glad for that. Robinson has been a very solid pickup by Kevin Adams since since being traded here. But anyways, Leafs early opportunity. Brody with a quick one-timer onto the net. Sabres flip this one out of the zone to center ice. It's taken down there by Timothy Liljegren. Out wide to Brody. Brody trying to go up ice, but his pass was off the mark, and now Skinner can go back the other way for the Sabres. Skinner cross ice, finds Tuck. Tuck just had that puck loose in his skates. Retrieves it again at the end boards. Skinner trying to find this, or Tage was trying to find Skinner, and now Tuck collapsing on the pressure in front of the net. Toronto gets around it. They force it down the ice. Dahlin is there along with Luukkonen with some heavy forechecking there. Cross-check right on the back of Dahlin there. No call. Bobby McCann was the one who threw the hit on, but the Sabres continue to play here. Yoki Arhu Finds Dahlin. Dahlin hanging on to his own zone. Now drifts the one off to Peterka. Makes a couple of moves before dishing it out to Cousins. Cousins now will throw it to the far corner. First one there is Tyler Bertuzzi. He'll lift this one back to center ice. Nylander on the puck. Had it stolen away, and the Sabres again can try this once more. Dumping this one in. Greenway now on a line with Cousins and Peterka here tonight. Toronto turns it over, nearly in their own zone. Now Domi gets onto it, will skate his way with speed into the Sabres' end, throws this one below the goal line. Ryan Johnson, he had his first point in this building a couple months ago, Cal, on a beautiful feed to Jeff Skinner.
Yeah, he did. And Ryan Johnson's been one of those guys this year that, up and down throughout his whole year, but overall, I think he's having a great rookie year.
And here he comes now, leading the rush, finds Clifton to the outside, just over the blue line he goes, puts it in. There's Ilya Lyubushkin, his first action of the game. Oh, hello, old friend. Ilya Lyubushkin is there. I love that Toronto fans are trying to make believe that this guy is going to be really good and help them get a cup. Sorry, it's not. That's not who he is. But
yeah, not how it's going to work.
Benson, good job to keep it in at the line. Now he tries to get a return pass here. Pass goes through everybody. Was looking for Owen Power all the way at the point. He's got to go out to center ice here. Now try to squeak this one back on the near side boards. But Morgan Rielly takes it away for Toronto. Finds Austin Matthews. He'll PO back to Brody. Out wide again to Rielly. He'll shoot this one into the Sabres' end. Power on the far side. Banks this one along for Bryson. Nearly got coughed up with it. Now he turns it over. Brody was there. Gives it to Mitch Marner. Straddles that blue line. Throws one towards the net. It's a nice save by Luukkonen. The rebound. Or the wraparound by Matthew Nyes. Also stopped by Luukkonen. Sabres take the puck now. Can go back up ice with Peyton Krebs, who you expect to see in a more expanded role with Casey Middlestat gone.
Yeah, he's going to definitely be your third line center now. So no more complaints about that, which is good.
And if Don Granato doesn't do it, then... oh, I wonder what his beef truly is with Krebs.
Yeah. It's the new Jeff Skinner to his Ralph Kruger.
Yeah, exactly. Toronto trying to go back up ice. They have all three of the first shots here in this game. Marner gets dragged down. Fans kind of wanted to call. Half-heartedly, though, as we move on. Referees were like, nah, I'm good. Oh, now we have a whistle, I think, for a high stick, though. Someone played it with a high stick, so we'll get a whistle there. But Toronto looking pretty good here early on. Sabres not having much of an offensive shout here, Cal.
Yeah. Are you watching on HBO?
Yes.
Okay. I'm behind on TNT, so I'm going to try to log into Max.
Oh, okay. Max! Sabres win the face-off. They'll throw this one into the Toronto zone. Tuck his first one up on the forecheck, but he misses the puck. Toronto trying to get this one out on the near side boards. Connor Clifton doing a good job pinching down there, but Toronto will get it out now. Yarn Crook trying to go forward with speed. He finds Tavares. Tavares almost got around Ryan Johnson. He did a good job to brush him off. Now he throws it to the front of the net. Nearly turned it over there. That could have been really bad for Buffalo, but Tage has it. Charlie, what's going on? Yes, Krebsy. Our studs should be playing the lines 1 through 3. Fourth line, Gergensons and Vets are okay. Yeah, I don't know. Don Granato really seems to like those fourth liners, those fourth line bums. I'm not sure why. Tage throws this one into the Toronto zone. Simon Benoit trying to go through center. His pass misplaced. Finds Cousins. Cousins trying to dance his way into the Toronto zone. Turns the puck over. Now Toronto gets the puck back. They finally get their way up ice, but they also turn it over. Greenway looking for a little thread pass through the middle. It's turned over. Nylander in on the far side. Didn't take the shot. Peels it back to the line. Lyubushkin barely kept it in. Now the Sabres looking for that breakaway pass, but it was just outside the reach of Peterka, and will come back for an icing. So we have a whistle there. Cal, how far behind are you?
It's a good amount, but I'm getting on Max now, so we'll get it going.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the last stream. I had to do it all on Stream East because and I forgot that NHL Network existed, and that was the Sabres Jets game. It was on NHL Network for out of towners. One of the worst things ever created.
Ugh.
Toronto wins that off.
Fun.
Yeah, Toronto wins that offensive zone faceoff. Cousins now trying to break out of the zone here after stealing it back. Sabres do, but only get to the center ice line before Toronto squeeze squeezes it back from them. Nyes dumps this into the Sabres corner with speed, beats out Jokiharju there. Can't beat out Girgensons though. Girgensons has it along the on the far side boards, gives it to Bryson. Bryson turns it over behind the net. Sabres steal it back again. It's Oposo, the captain. He could get traded. Flips it forward to a fellow trade candidate, Girgensons. He falls over as he pushes this one below the Toronto goal line. Sabres now on the back foot here as Riley moves up ice. Riley banks this one to the far side for Mitch Marner. Marner peels, trying to center this one to Austin Matthews, and Marner gets decked on the play. Now the Sabres have some space going back the other way, but Eric Robinson turns the puck over, try to go between the legs of the defenseman. Now he has it again on the backhander after the turnover, but that one didn't get all the way through to Samsonov, and Toronto can get this one out of the zone. Now Power at center ice turns it over, but Toronto again turns it right back over. Krebs trying to forecheck his way there. Bills cleaning house tonight to get under the cap. Yeah, and we'll talk about all what we think about the Bills' moves at the first intermission, most likely. Whenever we have our first chance here. But Krebs trying to get off the ice, turns it over. Nylander down the far side, but he skates over the puck. Dahlin has it, centers this one to Jacob Bryson. Bryson now moving up the ice with speed, finds Benson. Benson now to Bryson, ushers this one to the far side for Krebs. Krebs now to the point, a quick shot off the end boards to Krebs. Krebs battling, trying to get to the front of the net. He cannot. Bertuzzi does a good job to beat him out to that one. And there's Victor Olofsson. Hello, Victor.
Oh boy.
He's playing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with Casey Middlestat out, Lucas Rusek not up from Rochester yet. Victor Olofsson is playing a hockey game for the Buffalo Sabres. Greg, what's going on? Toronto gets this one down the ice, not far enough for an icing. Johnson immediately throws this one up the boards to center ice for Alex Tuch. Tuch drops it for Tage. Tage makes one move, makes him another man miss, goes up the far side, finally has to beat out Lyubushkin, and Lyubushkin wins that battle. Now Tage took a tumble behind the play, but Toronto keeps on moving now. Here they come. McCann up the ice, throws it to the far side for Yarncrook. Yarncrook, his pass, picked off by Buffalo. And look at Jacob Bryson moving up the ice with speed. Here's Bryson down the far side, throws this around to, looking for Jeff Skinner, but it had it picked off by John Tavares. And still no shots on the board here for Buffalo, almost 8 minutes into the game. So, don't want to see that.
Yeah, that's great. That is absolutely great. I mean, again, can't score if you don't shoot the puck, and the Sabres have had plenty of games where they don't get enough shots on. They've also had the opposite of, you can recall that Dallas Stars game kind of right after the All-Star break where they put 40-something shots on and scored, one goal?
Yeah.
Not fun.
Toronto will throw a long-range wrister all the way in on, and it will be gloved down by Luukkonen. So at least Luukkonen has been able to get settled into the game, but it appears TNT may be going to commercial break here. Yep.
Yeah, we're good. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into max. We're good like 20 seconds behind, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, Kale will be able to get a second look at everything. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Hello, Victor, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again.
Good old Victor.
Yeah, there's a guy who we thought should have been traded 3 deadlines ago. Right, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, Victor Olofsson, one of those guys that just seems like they can never get enough for him, right? They can never get, as much as they want. And every time he starts playing good, they hold on to him too long.
Yeah. Yep. And, well, we certainly did that. He had 28 goals last year. That would have certainly seemed like the time to do it. Unfortunately, nope. Nope, not possible. But yeah, Sabres are really struggling here, getting any shots on and any pressure in the offensive zone. So hopefully they get a TV timeout and Don Granato can do his thing. But, Cal, there's another thing we haven't really mentioned so far tonight. And I've seen the chat start lighting up his name. Lindy Ruff.
Yeah.
Now that's an old friend right there.
That truly is it. I mean, Lindy Ruff, again, he's, I believe, 64 years old now. He could definitely be a potential guy for the Buffalo Sabres. I know in 2019, I believe it was, he was on Channel 2 News and said he would be very open to returning to Buffalo. That obviously didn't happen when the Sabres decided to hire Ralph Kruger. They hired a soccer coach over Lindy Ruff. So do I see them hiring Lindy Ruff again? Probably not. I think I probably see them sticking with Don Granato next year, unfortunately. Or fortunately, again, Granado was put in a tough spot this year, and again, I do think some of the fault goes on him. But when your GM does nothing, and your team is expected to outperform last year, which every single player had above goals expected, above points expected. I mean, they couldn't miss last year, so you knew you weren't getting the same production this year as you did last year. I think this season pretty much is as expected from a outsider's view, but we'll see what happens again. If they fire Granado and hire Lindy Ruff, I won't be mad. I won't be
Hmm.
complaining. I think that'll be cool. But I do think there are a lot of other names that will be available too. So if Granado's gone, I think the Sabres are going to have quite a few good options, and I don't really think you could go wrong unless you hire another soccer coach.
Well, Terry's done it once. He could certainly do it again. Hey, I know Rex Ryan is still available. Why not go football? Go the other side.
Yeah, yeah, Rex and Rob, man of the bench. I mean, I think the biggest thing too. I mean, if you could get Lindy Ruff just in the system, that would be huge for the fans. Again, maybe an assistant coach, maybe part of the front office. I think that would be sick. Yeah, I see Truth talking about Matt Ellis. Matt Ellis is. I know he's the genius that drew up that overtime winner and all that.
They couldn't stop giving
He's
him
just
enough.
not a great assistant.
They couldn't stop giving him credit. It's like every single bad thing is it's on us. It's on the players. The players, when something good happens, it's all Matt. It was all Matt. That was all him. But the Sabres finally have some offensive zone pressure here. They get a shot off. I don't think it made it all the way through to Samsonov. But now Oposo trying to cut towards the middle of the ice. Nearly did so before Nylander stepped in and broke that play up. And now the Toronto can go back up ice. But a risky pass nearly picked off by Girgensons. Toronto lucky to survive after that one. Puck goes behind the net. Luukkonen is there. Gets some help from Owen Power. Takes a heavy check there from Max Domi. Don't like him. He's a funny little guy. And the Sabres can go up ice. Rob Ryan assistant. Yes, he should. Bryson with a long-range shot. Barely missed on the tip by Girgensons. Sabres still don't have a shot on goal, though. It's over halfway through the first. Not even one. We have it in the far corner, though. It's Olofsson. What can Mr. VO do? Nice play to step out of the corner with the puck. Gets it to Krebs. Now to the point. But turnover there. Committed by Ryan Johnson. Toronto now with Yarncrook. Helly Yarncrook. Can slow things down as they all get some line changes here. So here comes.
Yeah, we're playing Toronto, and I mean, you think of Ryan Reeves, and I mean, what do we think about fighting every day? Because obviously the Rangers got this young kid who made it his mission to fight everyone he could in the first couple of weeks. And I mean, I think that's sick. I think I don't really think it really shows toughness or all that, or but I think fighting is a massive part of the game of hockey, and I think it's kind of a lost art. So I was definitely a fan of it, but seeing his face after a couple of those fights, just absolutely puffed up. I mean, is it really worth it? I don't know how to feel about fighting as we go to a commercial break here.
I don't think it's worth it every night, every single game. Now, if you want to
Yeah.
do that in the playoffs, go ahead. The Rangers are going to be in the playoffs. And it seems like Matt Rempe has played himself into a playoff roster spot just for some sheltered fourth line minutes where he can go screw some people up. But I don't know if I'd like to see it every night in the regular season. He's only been in the league for about 2 weeks now, and his face is just, like you said, puffied up. It's black. It's bruised. It's he looks like an old time fighter. And I don't know. It's just if it really changes the game. I guess, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I like the chippiness and all that, but if you're just fighting a fight, not really worth it at this point. I mean, we've seen some of those fights where those guys, I mean, you're on ice, right? You could slip and boom, right on your head. You see that whiplash, that's honestly probably the scariest injury you could get from a fight is falling down and having your head just slam into the ice. So that's
Yeah.
definitely something that they've tried to weave out of the game. But I mean, I think it's still a massive part of the game. When you see these two teams, I'm not talking, Sabres and Leafs, but let's say that it was actually a rivalry again and both teams were doing good. And all of a sudden, you got guys going back and forth, chippiness back and forth, and you see these guys, unfortunately, you only see them, 4 times a year now. But, back in the day, it used to be, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I mean, those games are some serious, just absolute, craziness because, you'd have some of these fights, some of these guys would fight every time they'd match up. that is what made hockey fun. And unfortunately, you don't have that with the new schedule and the way it works. And you get those Calgary Edmonton rivalries that are cool and all, but I mean, what, they see each other twice or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're done. So
Yeah.
it's not as fun as it used to be, but also I guess it is more fair.
All right, Sabres after that defensive zone faceoff try to go into the Toronto zone, but it results in a 2-on the other way. Here comes Yarncrook with a shot that redirected on goal, and Luukkonen made the stop both times. Good save by him. Sabres trying to go up ice. It's the fourth line out there. Love to see them getting a lot of minutes here in the first period with 0 shots on goal. Nice. Love that. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, that 2-on-1 was brutal from Yoki Haru. You just got blew by. Whew.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a fast kid. That was Yarncrook of all people. It was Calle Yarncrook. Not necessarily the fastest guy in the league right now, but Sabres trying to go up ice. Here's Tage. Hangs on to the puck on the near side corner. Tage trying to generate some space. Gets it to Skinner. Skinner looking for Tuck, but, well, actually, it's kept in at the line. Power. His pass through the high slot. Almost found Tage. Now Matthews has it stripped from him. Oh, come on. That's not offsides. Tuck thought it wasn't either. It was about to be a 2-on-1. Sabres, you thought were about to get a shot on goal, but no. The referee calls it back for an offsides, and now TNT doing a little profile here on Bowen Byram, who just, of course, everyone knows if you're a Sabres fan, Bowen Byram, the defenseman from Colorado, who just got traded here in exchange for Casey Middlestat. Rip, Casey. Rip my thumbnail as well. Yeah, but shots still favoring Toronto, 6-0. But generally, these matchups, they're always entertaining, folks. But watch out. Turnover here. Bertuzzi looking cross-ice with that pass. Had it picked off by Greenway. Now Greenway, with some difficulty here, gets it off the near side boards. Gets it out of the zone as well. And the Sabres looking to generate some speed the other way. Here comes Greenway. Out wide to Peterka. Why is Peterka looking for that pass? Not necessary. And now Greenway has his stick held up there. Totally tied up by William Legason. And now we get a whistle there along the end boards. And it's because Samsonov's mask is off and he's kind of hunched over in a little bit of pain. It looks a little woozy there. Not sure exactly what happened. But Samsonov currently talking to the referee. We'll see what happened on this replay. If TNT
I saw it from the front view here. Greenway and one of the Leafs players there kind of bumped into him a little bit as they went into the corner, and the mask just popped off.
It was Max Domi, I believe, who got who came by and clipped him with a stick. Yeah, it looks like he got hit with a stick in maybe the neck area. No, I actually, I don't know. It doesn't, looks like a shoulder, maybe. Either way, he got twisted up.
Yeah, it looked like stick blade got up on him there, yeah.
Yeah. Last Casey in blue and gold thumbnail. Yeah, exactly, Truth. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Rip Casey.
Definitely sad, but it is what it is. It's a business, and you had to break up the they want to be here group because it just didn't work this year, right? So I think that was a statement by Kevin Adams, and you get a guy that fits the mold. He's young, high potential, lots of speed, eager on offense. So we'll see if it works out for the Sabres. But again, if they weren't going to re-sign Casey Middlestat, you had to trade him because you're not going to give him away for free. So that was what they decided to do.
Yep. And the Sabres, Jordan Greenway's just chilling there, but Dahlin turns it over in his own zone under serious pressure from David Kampf. Kampf along with McCann now behind the net. McCann gets taken down. Fans again wanting a call. I think they want to call on almost every single hit that their guy falls down from. But there's McCann battling it with Jokiharju. Jokiharju fishes it to the corner, gets it to Cousins, but he can't get it out of the zone. Riley now below the goal line to McCann, or Noah Gregor, excuse me. That's not McCann. Noah Gregor to the far side there. Reeves sitting in front of the net. Now the Sabres turn it over. What? Why are we going for the breakaway pass when no one's there? Why are we doing that, guys? Jordan Greenway, get on the same page, pal. God, you're useless. 6.5 minutes left in this first period. Still no shots on net for Toronto. They are controlling the game at the moment, folks. But I wouldn't say it's totally domination. Here's Matthews to Marner behind the net. You just saw it?
Yeah. Great pass there.
Yeah. I just love this is gonna how it's be. This is how it's gonna be all night. Cal's gonna be laughing at something dumb the Sabres do. Yeah.
Uh,
But anyways, Sabres in their own zone here. The first line for Toronto trying to put on the pressure here. Clifton now up the near side boards. Can't get it out. Second try he will. Gets it just across that blue line. Legason for the Leafs. Fishes it forward. He has it just behind Clifton. Clifton has to go back for it. Goes cross ice. What are the lines? Krabby with Paterka. I think right now it's Benson. No, looks like Benson's now going off the ice. I can't.
Benson, Olofsson. Yeah, they're making a change. I don't know. Right now it's Benson, Olofsson, Krebs. That was out there when I was watching, but
Toronto now, and there's some. That's Robinson. It's a Gergensen's Okposo and Robinson right out there. But Robinson, nice feed inside to Okposo. He steps back outside. Liljegren puts on some pressure. Now he centers to Gergensen's. His shot just went wide at the far corner. Now Bryson down low to Robinson. Makes a corner. Goes to the front of the net. Okposo with a couple whacks at it. Now centers this one again. Goes to the far point. Move. Toe drag by Johnson. His shot stopped by Samsonov. Finally a shot on goal. Gergensen's now. To Bryson. Woo! Nice move at the blue line. Bryson now peels it back. Another shot. Tipped just wide. Samsonov, I think maybe got a piece of it. Robinson here. Fishes it all the way to the point. Ryan Johnson now. Plays it down low to Poso. 3 shots, in fact, for this fourth line here. But Poso now trying to center this one. He's drawn a penalty as well. Sabres are going to go to the power play. Johnson with another long-range effort on Samsonov. That's easily patted away. Sabres somehow still maintain control of it. The Toronto guy just had his stick totally lifted there. So the Sabres control play here with 4 shots on that last shift. So never mind about the Sabres getting dominated in the shot count. And now finally, the Sabres throw this one into the Toronto zone. Samsonov touches up on it. And the Sabres are going to get the first power play opportunity of the evening. I didn't see who got the hooking call there. Looks like, was it Liljegren? Yeah, it was Timothy Liljegren. Yanked back on the gloves of Okposo. Easy call in the end for the referees. And the Sabres are going to the power play when they return from a commercial.
Yeah, I just saw the Sabres turn the puck over there to have the Leafs touch up. And I don't know what Tage is doing. They come across and he just chucks it in there. It's not like they didn't even want possession there. But yeah, the Sabres power play's been good lately. And that's something we haven't really been able to say all season. But all of a sudden it's kind of heating up. So we'll see if they can continue that. Looks like Tage Thompson's getting a little more healthy, starting to put that 1T on a little more, which is certainly helping the power play, to say the least.
Absolutely. Greenway, Cousins, JJ, Tage, Skinner, Tuck. Yeah, the old line, the old crew getting back together. Why the heck is Olofsson playing Charlie? Mainly because the Sabres do not have any more forwards. I don't think Renato, because Lucas Rusek, he did get called up, but remember that Toronto is 2 hours away from Rochester, or 2 hours away from Buffalo, which is an hour away from Rochester, and I think Rusek got called up at like 6 or 5, so there was nowhere. It was not even going to be close for Rusek to be able to drive to Toronto. My guess is that the boys will drive back to Buffalo, or maybe fly to Buffalo, and they all fly to Nashville together. Either way, he's going to meet him in Nashville. That's what I think will happen. So maybe on tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, we can see Lucas Rusek back in the Sabres jersey.
My camera's got to go off here for like 2 seconds, and we'll be back.
Oh, my God, Cal. Oh, my God.
Forehead.
Yeah. No, now you're invisible, Cal. You are talking on the peripheral. No one can see you. They can only hear you. Poor guy.
Woo!
Anyways, while Cal does that, Sabres back onto the ice here, getting ready for their first power play opportunity of the night. I will say, I kind of crapped on the fourth line here early in this game, but they did good there. They got 3 shots on goal and were able to draw a penalty. So really excellent shift from Kyle Poso in particular.
But, yeah, and they maintained the puck for a good amount of time, too, after that penalty was drawn. So, yeah, great shift.
And ladies and gentlemen, I give you our nightly moment where the Sabres lose the faceoff immediately on the power play and Toronto throws it back down into the zone. And here we go with the drop passes. Yes, 1. There was 2. Tage to Cousins. Tage now gets it to Dahlin across the Tuck. Tuck to the front of the net, bouncing there. Samsonov's going to have to cover it up and make the save. Took a deflection off a Marner's skate, I believe. So almost had Samsonov fooled there. Sabres somewhat close to a goal there. I know Samsonov hasn't had the greatest of seasons here for Toronto. I remember that 9-3 game. Did you go to that game, Cam?
Yeah. No, I was not there.
I know a couple of my friends that went to that. But anyways, Sabres lose the faceoff here. Toronto throws it out of the zone to center ice for Tage. Tage now giving it to Cousins. He drops it back for Dahlin. Now inside the Tage, he tries to make a move, turns the puck over, gets it right back again though at the blue line, crosses it over very slowly here. Here's Tage on the near side boards. Tage still has it. Banks this one off the skate of Skinner. Skinner now to Dahlin, but he had his stick lifted there by Nylander. The Sabres are forced to retreat again. Cousins trying to go across that blue lane. He does. He gets some space. Blue sweaters around him though. Cousins forced to turn back now at the blue line. Hold it in, buddy. Nope, he cannot. Great. And now it's a 2-on-1 shorthanded maybe for Toronto. Nope, Kampf is all alone here. Does the spinorama move out? Oh, he undressed Dahlin there. And, Kampf couldn't get a shot on goal, but here comes Tage Thompson with speed. Back the other way. Tage to the boards, though. Cut off from an angle to the net. Puck now in the near side corner. Cousins digging away at it. Toronto now gets it out one final time. 30 seconds left. Sabres, knowing them, they won't be able to get back into the zone.
We have some breaking news. The Buffalo Bills have agreed to terms with quarterback Mitchell Trubisky.
No!
So that is confirmed. So the Bills news continues, and yeah, we'll be able to talk about that later in the stream, but that happened.
All right, Sabres with the power play winding down. Krebs with a shot. Nice blocker save by Samsonov. Now in front, Greenway with a one-timer. Great save. Rebound is in the net. Maybe. Samsonov had it on the line. Okposo thought it was in the net. No, they're going to wave it off. No goal. It was a behind-the-back feed from Greenway, following Okposo sitting all alone in front. He put it straight on goal, and Samsonov must have gotten a piece of it. And just looking back on that Krebs shot, that shot was labeled for the far corner. Sabres coming oh so close to getting their first of the game. Wow. Yeah, but Mitchell Trubisky, I missed you.
Back.
Hello.
Oof.
Why are we getting all of these bums again, huh? Is this necessary?
It's gonna be a fun year for the Bills. That is for sure. Let's take a look at this replay here. Let's see. I mean, Okposo seemed pretty convinced it was in at first. But...
And TNT's not going to show us a replay. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, just glossed right over it. Yeah, good job, production team. Yep. Okay. That was fun. Just keep.
Of course.
Well, we have the referees actually over on the near side press box. It looks like. Yeah, the referees are going to get the headsets on. They're going to look at this. Yeah, and TNT has still refused. Oh no, here we go. Now we get a replay of it. We'll get a replay. So Okposo was camped out in front here. There was the shot from Samsonov. That was way earlier in the play though. Guys, can we speed it up a bit? Speed it up. Speed it up. Come on. Okay, now
keep in mind the replay center is in Toronto, so any call that is made is 100% biased.
Yeah. But there's the overhead angle, nothing conclusive there. The in-net angle, nothing conclusive also there. I don't think they're going to give this one, Cal. It's very unlikely unless we have a clear shot of the puck in the net, but we just don't have any. Maybe on the line, maybe inside on that, along that post. If we get another angle to front there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really see anything from the angles they've shown so far.
But it's still in an official review. The referees are looking now. Oh, here they come out to center ice now. We have a no goal. Yeah, as expected. No goal from the referees. There just wasn't anything conclusive. Yeah, but Okposo really did think it was in. And Samsonov, he was in the net. There was a argument for it, but there just wasn't any conclusive angles of the puck fully across that goal line. But here we go. Sabres right off the faceoff send another shot towards Samsonov, and for having almost 16 minutes of no shots on goal, they're suddenly up to 8, and they're out shooting Toronto. So once you look at that, but here comes Toronto into the Sabres zone. That high shot wide of Luukkonen. Puck dribbles all the way back to the point here. Bertuzzi slides it down low to Tavares. Tavares just missed it now, but he gets some help there. I think that was Yarncrook. Yarncrook, though, couldn't beat out the pressure, and now the Sabres can go back up ice. Robinson trying to feed it forward to a streaking Okposo and Girgensons. Couldn't get any farther, though, than Tavares on the near side boards. Dahlin lets his one go into the zone. He gets hit there by Bertuzzi, but Dahlin coolly steals it back from him. But he can't get out of the zone. Nylander on the far boards. Good pick there by Robinson. And now he gives it to Cousins. Cousins with speed. up the near side, or up the far side, excuse me. Goes across the blue line before he has it stripped off his stick. Rally for the Leafs. Turns it over to Peterka. Peterka finds Greenway across the blue line. Has it. Shoots it. Nice, easy save for Samsonov. Bryson now into the Toronto zone. Bryson on the far side, just kind of whacking away at that, getting that one down low for Cousins. Cousins trying to get out of the corner. Plays this pass to the point. Across to Power. Power holds. Passes it again to Bryson. His shot deflects just wide of Samsonov. Greenway, again, on the near side boards. Has it. Can't get away from Riley, though, and Riley is going to fire this one out of the zone here. Yeah, but the Sabres have 9 consecutive shots, folks. So they have started to turn it up after that second TV timeout. Only 30 seconds to go here in this first period. Sabres are starting to wake up tonight. They survived an early Toronto onslaught, and now, hey, they're still in this game. And at least they're not trailing, Cal.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those stats that we seem to see every single night, right? The Sabres are always losing 1-0 within the first couple minutes of the game, and the Sabres are a very bad team when they do not score the first goal. So good to see that the Sabres are going to get out of this first period knotted up at 0.
Yep, and they will. That's the end of one, folks. Score remains 0-0. Shots in favor of Buffalo 9-6. Greg, random question. Is the camera in the goal in the same spot for every team? Yes. Yeah. Well, it's mainly just there in case there potentially is an angle. Sometimes the goalies aren't that deep. But when the goalies are that deep into their own net, yeah, it's just tough to really see where the hell that puck truly is. Because it could have been in. We just don't have an angle of it. Nothing conclusive.
Yeah, that's a tough one, too, because in the NFL, you have that pylon cam.
Yeah.
That, it's easy. It's outside the field of play. I mean, technically it's in, but not really. In the NHL, you can't put a camera in the post, can you? I mean, maybe in the future you could put a small camera inside of the post right on that goal line, but right now, nothing like that really exists that would be protected in that post, and you're obviously not going to have an exterior camera on the net that would get broken within, a couple minutes. So,
yeah,
not really any real way to implement a quote-unquote pylon cam in the NHL, but they try. They have some different angles. I think they could do a better job.
They probably could, but it's just not feasible. But do you live in Buffalo? Well, Cal, I know you live in a certain spot in Buffalo. Would you like to give everyone your address, please?
Yeah. I'm near the Buffalo area. Don is not right now, but
I will be this next week. We'll be coming back home. Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Oh yeah, may go to one of the Sabres games next week. Been looking at that Sabres Detroit game next Tuesday night.
Yeah, that one. Apparently, I might be able to get discounted tickets with some fundraiser that someone. I don't know. So I might be at that one as well, but we'll see what happens there. While I'm in NASCAR, they put cameras on the track, so they definitely can make small, crazy ones. Yeah. They do that, under the asphalt or, concrete, whatever they use, depending on the track in NASCAR. I know you can definitely put one in, then put, a small glass over it. It won't really affect it. I just don't know how that would work in the NHL. Will they do something like that in the future? I almost guarantee it, but right now the technology just isn't there. And the NHL always seems to lag behind other leagues a little bit in the form of technology. So I wouldn't get your hopes up that anything like that is coming in the future.
Yeah, but Cal, what did you think about the Sabres in that first period? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it?
I mean, I'd give it a solid B if we're grading it. I thought they got out to a slow start, which we're used to seeing. It seems 80% of Sabres games start off very slow for the Sabres. Then they started to get it going, and you mentioned that fourth line really seemed to get it going. I mean, they got those 3-4 shots right off the bat on that shift. Then Okposo draws the penalty, has a chance. Greenway has a chance. And all of a sudden, the power play kind of lets them down, but also 9 straight shots to end out that third period. So, Toronto gets those 6 early shots, and Buffalo gets 9 shots, and that was one of the tamest, NHL periods I think we've seen all year, and I'm not complaining. That's the game the Sabres want to play. You're without Casey Middlestat tonight, so I guess you just kind of got to coast in this one, and it's against Toronto too, so I fully expect it to be like 5-4 at the end of the second. But right now, super tame game, and it is what it is, and I think the Sabres are completely fine with that.
Yeah, typically, and we even saw it earlier this year, 9-3, then 6-4 during the first meeting between these two teams in Toronto. Um, Tage really has had a less than spectacular year, to be honest. Yeah, I think everyone has. But the fact that he's still not, he's only producing at a 50-point pace, and the Sabres are still 500. Imagine if they were producing at offensive rates they were last year, and you could put together the UPL goaltending masterclass that he has had since January. Gosh,
Yeah,
missed
yeah. You
opportunities.
put this version of UPL on the team last year, and they are, whew, that team is unstoppable. But unfortunately, you can never have the two together, right? It's always something. This year, of all things, it's the offense that's not producing enough, and the defense is still very weak, which is unfortunate. But I think that's something Kevin Adams is going to clean up, and I think his job relies on cleaning that up in the offseason. So I have faith in Kevin Adams. I think they'll do a lot in the offseason and potentially some preludes to what they're going to do tomorrow or Friday, starting with dumping off some of those old guys like we talked about. But you did mention, I know these NHL intermissions are quite long, so we have a lot of time to fill. You did mention, some stuff about the Bills, and the Bills had a day. Let's just say
Ooh.
if you thought Casey Middlestat was the biggest news of the day, you didn't see what the Bills did because they decided to release an eighth of the team out of nowhere. No one expected, today to be the day. Nothing really stuck out to us. But I mean, let's go in chronological order of when stuff happened today. So
Yeah.
Casey Middlestat is done. We already talked about that trade. We thought about what we think of that so far. It's kind of a future deal, right? We'll see what happens with that deal, but right now we don't really know how to feel. First things first. Then then the Bills released Jordan Poyer. I mean, not really shocked, but kind of out of nowhere. Jordan Poyer has been here forever. I mean, he's been with this team, started right, at the end of the drought, got the team out of the drought with that Tyrod Taylor team, and absolutely lit it up, for the last 7 years. I mean, this is a tough one to see happen, but with Micah Hyde being gone, I think we could have kind of saw this one coming. So that dynamic safety duo, one of the best safety duos in the league for the last 7 to 8 years, is now, completely gone in Buffalo. How do you feel about that one?
I briefly mentioned in my video, but I'm happy for all the contributions he's had. He's one of the best Bills safeties in our entire franchise history. And that's not up for debate. That's a fact. Him and Micah Hyde came here as backups and were able to light it up for 7 straight years. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
For most teams, that doesn't work. But for him, it did. They took a risk. They came to the Siberia of the NFL, and they made it work. And for them, I always be grateful for them for that. But like you said, it wasn't very shocking that they're gone now, that both Hyde and Poyer are probably gone, or definitely gone. They look slower. They weren't making as many good tackles last year. And there was one play in particular. It was really early in the season. It was week 1 against the New York Jets, where Breece Hall has a big 80-yard or 70-yard run or something from their own 10. And you just saw this guy burn Jordan Poyer. It wasn't close. Poyer appeared to have the wheels just completely fall off in that one moment there, and it led to a huge run, and eventually Christian Benford had to come back and make the game, or its touchdown-saving tackle. So I think the time was right to move on now, and I'm glad they did. The problem is now, who are you going to replace with them? Because Taylor Rapp, I don't think, is the answer. Not your long-term answer.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
Definitely not. I think you're gonna have to draft a safety, and I think you're gonna have to get one in free agency, and they're opening up a lot of room. Because we look at the next move, another defensive back, Saran Neal, gets released.
Mm-hmm.
This one, again, kind of a surprise. I mean, you look at a guy like Saran Neal, great special teamer. That's a Sean McDermott likes. That's his bread and butter, right? So this frees up 2.88 million. Not a ton of money, but the Bills are so restricted because of that Von Miller deal and some other ones, but mainly that Von Miller deal. They got lucky with the cap, going up, a substantial amount this year, but still they're in a tight race there. So Saran Neal, kind of a shocker. Deontay Hardy, not so much a shocker, but again, one of those guys that just didn't pan out. Brandon Beane thought it would help out a little more than it did. You save 4.3 million on that move. It is what it is. Then we get into some more bigger shockers. I mean, the next two. Let's talk Von Miller real quick. Restructures his deal. Thank you, Von Miller, for doing that.
He took a huge pay
completely
cut.
reworked his contract. I think he owed that to the organization with all those allegations that threw the team off and just, his inability to come back. You know, we all kind of hoped he came back a little sooner than he did, and he really didn't do anything when he did come back. So, good on Von for restructuring that deal and helping the team out a little bit, kind of acknowledging that he's making a lot of money and can afford a little less to help the team out, especially with the way he's been playing. But let's talk about this other release here.
Uh-huh.
One of two massive surprises, Mitch Morse. I
Mm.
mean, Mitch Morse, end of the season presser, he said, "Don't worry, guys, I'll be back." Then, we see Bates gets traded, and we're like, okay, this confirms Mitch Morse is back. We're going to be fine. I guess not. So it looks like David Edwards is going to slide into that, potentially starting offensive line. Maybe you move McGovern to center. I don't know exactly what the plan is there, but Mitch Morse, again, he's getting older. He's getting slower. He's got a concussion issue. Probably his best interest to stop playing football, but he was going to come back, and he's one of those guys who's kind of like Poyer, the heart and soul of the team, right? I mean, people look up to him. People, love playing with him, love playing for him on that offensive line. So, what do you think of this one, Mitch Morse? I mean, out of nowhere.
There were some rumors, right, about maybe if you're really the Sabre or the Bills were that desperate for cap that they would cut him or restructure his contract. Now, when the news actually rolled in that he was getting released, I was extremely surprised, just like you. But I see where they're coming from. My only concern now is that the Bills are going to feel tempted to draft a center in the first round. I'm really scared about that. I don't want them to do that. I would hate that. And I saw someone
We
put
have
in the chat.
breaking news.
Oh no.
We have breaking news. More breaking news from the Buffalo Bills. We have another sign. The Bills have re-signed safety Taylor Rapp to a
Oh
3-year deal worth $14.5 million.
no. Okay.
So there's a
That's
backup safety that you're gonna have locked up for 3 years. That is $4.8 million a season. Not super bad, but I thought Taylor Rapp had a decent year, but again, he's probably not a starter, right? So
mm-hmm.
that's a lot of money for a backup, but at the same time, I mean, I think we all expected Taylor Rapp to be one of those guys that was going to be back there, just hopefully not a starter. Let's touch on the last one before we get more breaking news to talk about, because it seems like every 2 seconds the Bills are doing something today. Matt Hawk, the punter, we signed him for a year, so that probably means Sam Martin's going to get released. Coming off that injury and had good second half of the year, super bad first half of the year. We'll see what they do with that. Maybe just a camp body. Kind of weird to send Hack so early though, or Hawk. But yeah, the last surprise of the day so far, Tre'Davious White gets cut, and this one saves the team $10.2 million. And it will also come with $6.2 million of dead cap, but saving the team a lot of money. I think it's the right move. Tre'Davious White, his second major injury, and he wasn't the same player after the first one, so I can only imagine how much worse he's going to be after the second one. I wish him nothing but the best. Absolutely love Trey White. I know all of Buffalo does, but you just can't be paying a guy coming off that type of injury for the second time that much money. And he might not even be ready for camp, might not be ready for the first couple of games of the year. It just didn't work out. The Bills were too restrained with the cap to let Tre'Davious White kind of sit on this roster and not play for whether it's a week, whether it's 10 weeks, whether it's the whole season. It just couldn't happen. So they free up a lot of money there. What do you think about this move?
I am so conflicted. On the one hand, when Trey Day is healthy, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And with him, a fully healthy Trey Day and a fully healthy Rasul Douglas, those are two of they make up one of the best cornerback duos in the NFL. They would have had Trey Day not been injured 2 seasons in a row. But the problem, like you said, 2 straight season-ending injuries. You don't know what kind of play you're going to get on the other end of that. And he's, at this point is in his career, being paid $16 million. I don't know, but he's one of the first guys again that came into Buffalo. He was part of that new core, so it's just really sad because a lot of people have gotten attached to guys like him, guys like Poyer, Morse, Not the Deontay Hardy, no. Sarandale even too. These are a lot of
Yeah.
guys who the Sabre or the Bills made as cornerstone players. And I was just going down the list of people you're mentioning. Do you know how many of these guys were team captains at some point in their Bills career? You look, Jordan Poyer is or was, Saran Neal, Mitch Morse, Tre'Davious White. That's 4 of your captains gone. So, and I mentioned in my video, I'm wondering, are the Bills rebuilding? Are they retooling? What's the plan here? Because I know you have to get rid of all of this. You have to get rid of all of the dead weight cap. Get younger, get healthier, get faster. I appreciate that approach, but I'm just wondering in the short term, especially for next season, I really would hate to see the Bills waste a year of Josh Allen.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot. And again, I'm a firm believer that any single year you have Josh Allen on this roster, you're a Super Bowl contender. And some of the things Josh Allen can do just by himself alone just puts the team in that situation. That being said, I mean, you got to go for it while he's here because we saw what happens when you don't have a QB like that. And you could have a guy like I don't know. The list goes on and on.
Trent
Terrell
Edwards.
Owens, Marshawn Lynch, Percy Harvin, LaShawn McCoy. You could have one of the best defenses in the league like they had under Rex Ryan and before that. It doesn't matter if you don't have a quarterback. And you have a quarterback finally. You have a franchise quarterback. You have a top 3 quarterback in the league consistently year and year and year. You have to go for the Super Bowl. And I think Sean McDermott said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I do agree with that. As cursed as this team and city is, it's going to happen, right? I mean, it can't not happen. Josh Allen is too good to not win a Super Bowl. He's too good of a quarterback to not at least get lucky one of these years. But again,
But
you got to
problem is,
put a good team on the field for him.
yeah, and I feel like this is just going to be a season where Sean goes to he goes to Josh and is like, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna have to put up 35 to 40 points every single game." It's gonna be one of those years, pal. The defense is going to be in a retool kind of season, and I think that sooner rather than later, the defense did have to retool. You knew at some point that this Hyde
Oh
and
yeah.
Poyer thing was gonna happen. I kind of fault Brandon Bean last year for not taking a safety higher than he did and starting to look ahead to this because you knew the time was ticking on Hyde and Poyer, especially after that Bengals playoff game. It was clear they weren't the same two guys that we first got used to when they came to Buffalo. And for Taylor Rapp, you thought maybe he could be the starter. No, last year, nah. I didn't see it with Rapp. I think he's a good backup. I think he's fine in a rotational setting, but not in a starter. Not as a starter. You could have a guy
Yeah,
like
just
Mitchell Trubisky. Yep. All my
I
Pittsburgh
mean, yeah,
buddies.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's teams in the league every single year that, what do they say? Oh, we're a quarterback away. And you're in purgatory. If you don't have a good quarterback, it's not even worth doing it. I mean, look at these Super Bowl teams. When's the last time a Super Bowl team, or a team won the Super Bowl without a good quarterback? I mean, you look at Nick Foles. Maybe Nick Foles. I mean, you go back down the line. I mean, you got Tampa Bay a long time ago. There's some teams in between there, but most of the times it's the teams with the best quarterback. That's going to be, or a top 5 quarterback at least that ends up winning it all. And that's just, it's the most important position on the field. I mean, it's plain and simple. Everyone wants to be quarterback when they're growing up because you're in charge. You're the guy that's making the decisions, and it stays true all the way to the NFL. And I don't know what these owners and GMs don't understand. I mean, trying to win games without a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, might as well just skip a year and get that #1 overall pick, which we do see teams do that. But for how long did we see the Bills not do that? Just be content with a middle of the road guy, and that's why we had the drought. And they tried. They got some younger guys. How many Cardale Joneses did we have over the years? EJ Manuels, all those type of players that didn't pan out. You got to get a stud, and if you don't have a stud quarterback, it's not going to work out. The
Yeah.
Bills have had 2 eras where they've been truly phenomenal teams, and Jim Kelly, very good quarterback, and Josh Allen, who honestly, I didn't see Jim Kelly play live, but I mean, from the looks of it, Josh Allen's a much more athletic and a better quarterback overall. So, you put Josh Allen in that era with, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas. I don't know if you're
Whew.
losing a game. So,
Whew. Yeah. Yeah, and maybe the Bills actually finally do make this the year where they go find a supporting cast for Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs disappeared in that second half of this past season. He disappeared. He was flat out gone, and he
Yeah.
did not show up. He had a lot more drops than normal. Not our typical Stephon Diggs. And but folks, that's enough of the Bills for now. We'll get back to them in the next intermission. TNT going straight to the game here. No warning. I love it when national broadcasts do that. When I was watching the ESPN Plus game against Tampa, I don't remember which game it was, but they just no warning whatsoever. They just jumped straight to the game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're in commercial break, but we're gonna cut mid play the first or the second period. So
It's great.
woo!
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, my second just started.
So I'm about 14 seconds ahead of you. Buffalo Bills Super Bowl season starts on the 13th. I went to Jim's house in 95 after the Jets game. Oh, really? Nice. It's a fun little tidbit. All right. Sabres win the faceoff. They scoop this one out of their own zone. Toronto immediately coming back in again and tipping this one past Luukkonen. Bryson there is with Gergensons. Gergensons gets it out of the zone, but Toronto stops him dead in their tracks right at the blue line. Buffalo, though, retains possession, will go cross-ice with each other, and eventually go in the neutral zone up the ice. They throw this one past Samsonov. Now it's Gergensons behind the goal line here in the far corner with Lyubushkin all over him along with Liljegren. I miss Lyubushkin. That Tampa goal in overtime. That's
legendary. Absolutely legendary. Never forget the moment my phone blew up when I got service. That was
I don't know, folks, if I ever told you the story, but I remember I called Kale up about 20 minutes after the goal happened. I was like, Kale, did you see it? And he's in and out. No, I'm in the Adirondacks. I saw it on my phone. It looked cool.
What a moment. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened on that trip up there snowmobiling, but that's definitely what I'll always associate it with. Driving up there and Lyubushkin, we're in the middle of nowhere, like, you know, a little bit past, I think we're like an hour north of like Fort Drum, almost, you know, by like, I don't know, getting towards the Adirondacks, and yeah, that happened. But yeah, I was making that, you know, I don't know why this reminded me, but when I was making that Middlestad video with the sad song playing and the tribute to him, man, all this Bills news and all that, I mean, the comments were coming in like crazy. I must have had to screen record clips like 5 times. Every single time I tried, I had an alert, and I was like, all right, I got to go on DND and get these clips recorded. But I would almost get there, and then all of a sudden somebody would comment, and you know, so thank you guys for engaging. But
yeah,
that was getting on my nerves.
But
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but anyway, Sabres in the offensive zone here. I mean, I was saying earlier today, my brother, Dictator Nick, I was about to get ready with the video. I was like, Nick, I'm about to post, and he's like, I think you're going to have to redo that. I was like, why? Tre'Davious White. I was like, what do you mean about Trey? He just got released. And then you just hear me go, no! And it slams the door, and I run back into the room here to reshoot everything.
It's the worst. It is the worst. And I hate when I'll do something and I'll like procrastinate on it. So like I'm like, oh, I could have had this up so much earlier, but I waited till the last minute to get this post up, and now it's not even accurate, or now there's like more news and I got to redo it. So that's kind of where I learned. If I'm doing something, I get it done right away. So there's no possible information that I miss.
Mike Devlin, who's his backup center? I never heard of him. I'm sure my dad has. But anyways, Toronto coming into the zone. Bertuzzi's pass. Deflects and go out of play. He was looking for Maxi on that one. But yeah, just a lot of guys going away. Actually, I haven't been to Rex Ryan's house. I drove by Rex Ryan's old house. Used to know someone that lived in that neighborhood. But there's Bo Byram. There's the video of him. Oh my God, bro is laughing on his way out of the Colorado arena. There were rumors. Apparently, they were talking about it pregame. But apparently there were rumors that Bo Byram did not want to stay in Colorado. He did not like it there. Now, no, Cal, turnover in front. Toronto scores. William Nylander. Turnover behind the net by the defenseman, and the Sabres are forced to pay as Toronto gets on the board first. It's Nylander. The other one, not ours. Formerly ours.
Yeah,
we'll see what happened. We'll see what happened on that play, but Lyubushkin threw it in below the goal line there. Ryan Johnson had it stripped. Easy tic-tac-toe to the slot. Nobody in the world covering Nylander, and perfect shot. Luukkonen had no opportunity to make that save. And Toronto gets out in front first.
Yeah, we take a look at the replay here, and yeah, I mean, behind the net, Clifton and Ryan Johnson just not getting it done behind the net. I don't even know how to explain that. They looked at each other, neither one got the puck. Got sent out in front, and Nylander beat UPL, glove side. Tough play for UPL sliding over there, and, Lyubushkin first to celebrate with Nylander out there on the ice.
Ugh. Anyways, Sabres going into the Toronto zone. Sabres are going to have to respond some way. They haven't done enough offensively here tonight. Reeves trying to beat out that icing. He did not, and he thought he did, so he's yelling and complaining about it as he has to skate back into his own zone. But just looking at that, it looks like Benson was just kind of floating in no man's land. And when you have two defensemen behind the goal line, one player there for Toronto, you'd expect them to do a little bit better than that. And I know we've given Ryan Johnson a lot of passes this season, but that goal was not a good look for him.
Yeah, no, and I think Ryan Johnson looked the best when he first started with the team. I think since then he's kind of been on that downwards trajectory. Again, still good for a rookie season. I mean, I didn't expect too much from him, and definitely want him to play over Erik Johnson. But with that being said, yeah, he's definitely kind of been a worse player.
Anyways, Toronto throws this one back into the Sabres zone. They have the 1-0 lead off of Nylander's 34th of the season. Sabres now trying to tip this one into the Toronto zone. Samsonov again out of the net. Throws this one up the far boards. Not out, though. Kept in by Dahlin. Dahlin at the blue line. Makes a move. Walks in. Takes the shot. Deflects in front of the net. Samsonov made the initial save. Toronto gets to the rebound. But they can't get out of the zone, or at least by Jokiharju. Matthews now goes cross-ice with his pass. Finds Legason. That sounds so wrong. Legason.
Yeah.
What'd you say about my son? Here comes Tage.
What a name.
What a name. Tage throws this one on net. Tuck looking for the rebound. Skinner is there. Now they turn it over a couple of times. Nyes now eventually has it back. Tries to go up the ice. Tuck there with a bunch of stick lifts. I think someone is spamming his controller. And now the Sabres looking for that stretch pass off the stick, though, of Skinner. He'll go off to the bench, and there's William Legason. I can't get away from it. There's got to be a better way to say this.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. But here's Lyubushkin. Turnover off the wall into the high slot. There was a shot. That was a nice save there. It was Bobby McCann. But Luukkonen challenged it, stepped out of his crease, made it a very good save for the Sabres. Erik Johnson has been on a similar downward trajectory. I don't think he was ever good, though. I don't think Erik was ever good. Even from his first game in Buffalo, he just didn't seem really good in that New York game either. We're giving him
just a weird fit with the Sabres too. I mean, they're a quick team. They like to move the puck fast, and he just didn't fit that mold. And I get the need for defensive defensemen, and we had to tighten up the defense, but just a bad move from Kevyn Adams. And I know some people will defend the move, say, he probably thought he was going to be a little bit better than he is. He's a good mentor. This was the year to make the playoffs. That was a move you should have made the last year. So I just don't understand it. But that offseason ended up costing the team a whole season, and hopefully they can continue last year's success in the next year and use this one as kind of a gap.
We have another shot on goal. Rebound sits in front for UPL. Scooped away by Bertuzzi. He'll swing this one back to the point for Nylander. Has a goal, now drops it back for Domi. Domi walking out, plays a pass to the far side for Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin making some moves in the corner. Now again, plays it back to the point for Domi. Out wide to Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin throws his one towards the net, didn't make it through. Now he does again. It's along the near post, and Luukkonen, I think, also again made another save. So Toronto's starting to feel themselves a little bit here. Luukkonen having to come up big a couple of times now on William Nylander. Sabres desperately need something going forward here at the beginning. They cannot wait another 14 minutes in this second to get going.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get a fluke bounce. I don't know. Maybe the fourth line can get it going again like they did in the first, but right now it's tough. I know the team's probably pretty emotional after losing Casey Middlestat, a guy who's been here for several years. So you got to take that into account too. also some guys on the team that probably think they're going to be gone after either tonight or tomorrow. This could potentially be Okposo, Gergenson's, Olofson's last game with the Sabres. So a lot of emotions this game too. It's probably difficult to focus. So I do understand that point of it, and it's a year where the playoffs are pretty much a foregone conclusion that they're not going to make it. So I could definitely see emotions running high, and since it's not really a must win, I think guys are kind of more interested in what's going to happen rather than what's happening on the ice right now.
Legay's son, maybe Lestraight's son. Well, we'll have to see. Truth. We'll have to see.
We will see.
Sabres, after that offsides, throw it into the Toronto zone. They go in on the forecheck here, but Toronto easily goes by them. Excuse me, gets it out of the zone. Power now. Passes it off to Jacob Bryson. Here comes Bryson up ice. Through center, throws it to the far side, but it looks like the Sabres were offsides. Thank you, Bryson, for a horrible pass. And now Toronto can go back into the Sabres zone. Matthews beating out Power to that puck. Power just kind of lackadaisically got to that one. Now Matthews flips it to the near side corner. Bryson gets there first, gets it along the boards, but not out. Kept in there by Noah Gregor. Gregor stuck out on the ice with Matthews. Riley also on the forecheck, surprisingly there. Now Gregor takes a check along the boards. They try to find Matthews, who's been the magic man, and now a Sabres player gets hit up high with a stick right in front of the referee. We are not going to get a call for that. Woo! Okay. It wasn't like it was right in front of the ref. Now a long-range shot right on goal, stopped by Luukkonen. Sabres get to that one off the rebound, and we'll get out of the ice, out of the zone. Legason finds his man, Benoit, going forward. Benoit around the boards to the near side. Gergensons just kind of whacks at it, gets it high up into the air and out of the zone, and finds Olofsson with speed. Olofsson scores! Victor Olofsson returns to the lineup and makes a count with a even strength goal, and the Sabres tie it up at
1. I mean, if there's a time for Olofsson to score, how about right before the trade deadline, right? Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Sniped it. Glove side, beat Samsonov. He didn't even move. What a snipe from Olofsson. Nice breakout pass there, too. I didn't catch who had the pass down on that end board there. But, yeah, I mean, great time for Olofsson to score. I'm kind of speechless because you don't see that every day. But Olofsson draws back in the lineup, instantly makes the Leafs pay. And
oh, nice. Okay, so HBO Max is no longer working on my TV. Cal, this is your stream. You still have a feed. I got to refresh. It just
okay. Well,
it sensed my excitement from Olofsson, and it immediately froze.
It could not comprehend that Victor Olofsson put the puck in the net in the year 2024. It could not fathom that thought. But anyway, we are at center ice here. Krebs loses the faceoff, and the Buffalo Sabres will almost said Boston. I don't know why, but Toronto gets the puck there, and they throw it in. Tavares unable to maintain possession, and that puck goes all the way behind Samsonov. Benson down low, trying to be a pest like he always is, and Krebs goes hard into the boards there, kind of slipped down as the puck gets cleared all the way to the Buffalo end. No icing. Dahlin touches up behind his net and swings it out to Yoki Haru. Yoki Haru all the way up the boards. Looks like Krebs is okay there. Benson gets stripped, though. Back the other way come the Leafs, but not for long. Great defense there by Dahlin, who gives it over. Right in front of the net, just missed. Tavares had a wide open look there, and now we are going to have a whistle and a penalty. And the Buffalo Sabres are headed to the penalty kill as we head to commercial break. So yeah, we look at the replay there. Nylander for the Leafs, Olofsson for the Sabres, getting both teams on the board here in the second, but Toronto Maple Leafs had to do the power play when we return from commercial.
Oh yeah, this is just great. Yeah. HBO just keeps stopping. It's like they don't think the game happened after that. They were done with the Olofsson goal. They were like, yep, you got that.
I cannot believe it. It happens sometimes. It happens.
Yeah, I'm going to let it sit there for a moment. But in the meanwhile, Cal, you have sole talker responsibilities. But yeah, what a shot from Kyle Okposo. Yeah, let's trade Okposo now while his trade value is still high, okay?
Yeah, get Okposo, get Olofsson. I mean, they've both been playing good lately, and now, we'll see. Yeah, that was a great shot. That was an absolutely great shot. So, again, that is what Victor Olofsson can do. If you're, a scout, potentially watching this game, you see that shot, you pair him up with the top player in the league, and he's gonna score goals. I mean, we saw it with Jack Eichel. He's that one trick pony guy, but if you put him in the right spot, he's gonna produce. So I wouldn't be too worried. If I'm a scout, maybe trying to convince a GM to get a guy like Victor Olofsson, I wouldn't be worried about his lack of defense because he is able to put the puck in the net. And when you pair him up with the right guy, he could be a deadly player. We've seen it before, but again, on a team like the Sabres that needs pretty much every player to be on their game each and every night, it's not going to work out. And he just doesn't blend well with this team that's fast paced, blah, 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 cycle the puck around. Olofsson's one of those guys who likes to sit and likes to snipe, and that's why he was so good on the power play when he was. But yeah, we take a look at the replay here, and I mean, he shot that from the center dot. I mean, he was pretty far out there, and just a wicked flick, wrist shot there. And you rarely see that from guys on the Sabres team. I mean, how many times do we see guys like Cousins, Paterka just rip it right into the middle of the goalie? We see that from Okposo and Gergensons all the time too. But
anyways, here we go.
Alex Tuch, we see that from a lot too. But
look at this. Jordan Greenway may have an opportunity, shorthanded, going to the front of the net. That one was saved by Samsonov, and now Toronto will try to settle it here. Their first couple of opportunities on the power play. So here comes Toronto going across that blue line. They get it. Oh, well, actually, they lost it, and then a misplaced pass forces them to retreat. So 30 seconds already gone. Toronto has the second best power play in the NHL, so Buffalo try not to do this very often. Whenever I call it, Charlie says Uyghur to Buffalo, but watch out for Toronto. Jordan Greenway with another miss. He causes another turnover. Now Cousins to the front of the net. That centering pass redirects off a Toronto defenseman on Samsonov, and now Toronto will waste no time going back up ice. Nylander across to Marner. Back to Nylander! His shot was blocked by Power. What a critical block there by OP. And now the Sabres can clear with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Huge block, Cal. I don't know if you saw it yet.
I'll see it in a couple seconds here. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, massive block. Yeah, that was pretty much one-on-one. If that got fast Power.
Oh, we have another turnover. We almost had another turnover there. Tuch, though, just had that pass go out of his reach. Hey, Cal, what do you think about NHL Edge? What do you think about Edge? What do you think about Edge IQ?
Yeah, I can't say I know much about it. I know they do some tracking over there, some speed tracking and all that. But
speed tracking.
Haven't really checked it out.
Is that so?
Yeah, I'm not really into that kind of stuff.
No.
Nah.
But here, Toronto going right to the front of the net. Great opportunity for Yarncrook right as the power play expires. And the Sabres are going to kill that one off pretty decently, too. Had a couple of their own opportunities, too. But Dahlin now going back up ice. Dahlin crosses the center ice line now. Still has it. Takes the shot. That one almost fooled Samsonov. He redirects that one towards the corner. Now Brody with the puck behind his own net. Banks this one to his teammate David Kampf. And Kampf can go up ice now for the Maple Leafs. Across the blue line. Throws this one in. Luukkonen comes out to play with it. Has it. Gives it to Owen Power. Power, though, his pass almost turned over. He gets another crack at it. He makes that one count. He finds Gergensons going up ice. Gergensons across the blue line. Finds Owen Power on the drop pass. Power steps out to the middle of the ice. Fakes the slapper. Now shoots it! Stopped by Samsonov. Rebound goes to the near side boards for Okposo. He battles away with Benoit right then and there. Benoit with Okposo. Okposo's having a really strong game, making a case to be on a Stanley Cup contender. Now Robinson off the goal line now. Gets a rebound. It just went wide. Sabres coming this close to scoring on that one. Next generation stats. With these statistics, people can make themselves invisible. When I get onto Edge, I really want to make sure no one sees me. I just want to do my thing. Look up what I need to look up and get out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not really into that. that concept. Tracking players' speeds and stuff. So I don't know too much about it, but I know some people are really into it. I think Jaden, our fellow comrade,
the third man.
Frequent, yeah.
That's what he's doing when he's not on here. He's always on edge.
Yeah.
He's always on edge. Yeah. But anyways, Toronto going
back.
Real
statistician.
Yeah. But Tuck trying to get out of the Sabres zone. He turns it over. Camp trying to cut through to the front of the net. Yeah, I see the shots on goal. Don't you come at me. Don't you come at my throat, Truth. I know. I know. Uh-oh, Sabres turned it
18.
over. I don't think...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Sabres turned it over in their own... Oh, actually, they'll get it out now. Tage touches it along to Skinner. Skinner with speed, trying to cut between the two defensemen. Instead, gets it out wide to Tuck. Tuck's shot, though, deflects off the stick of Tyler Bertuzzi and out of play. With 8:19 to go in the second period, TNT with a beautiful shot of the CN Tower in downtown Toronto. I've been up there. I don't know.
I was just talking the other night. I think I'm gonna make an effort to visit Toronto quite a few times for some Blue Jays games this summer. So should be able to explore up there. I heard it's a very nice city. So
it is.
I've been there before when I was very young, but I don't really remember much. Went to the zoo. So
I generally go at least once a summer.
Yeah, I've heard it's fun, but yeah,
It is. It very much is. I really like it there. I think it's a great city. So
would you rather be on NHL Edge or would you rather be in Toronto?
Ooh, I think I'd rather be on Edge. I'd rather be with the Edgers. Yeah.
It's a pretty good platform. You guys haven't checked it out yet.
I'll have to ask Jaden about it though.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have an Edge stream. Where we look at highlights and track the speed of some shots.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad no one in the chat is understanding this. What, Cal? What are you yapping about, pal? What you yapping on?
Welcome back. Yeah. So it's gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun season next season for the Sabres, though. I truly believe that, and I think it all starts at the trade deadline. Again, if you guys wanna get breaking news on the trade deadline, make sure to follow the Instagram, turn on those noties, and have those noties on here on YouTube too, because I'm sure we'll have some videos coming out discussing what the Sabres do or why the Sabres did nothing, and we'll see if they decided to do anything. But already more than I expected from the Sabres with that middle stat move.
Yeah, there's Greenway talking to Marty Wilford on the bench about his shorthanded opportunities. Oh, Sawyer understands it. Sawyer, I think you're too young to understand this. But here's Peyton Krebs off the end boards. Peyton Krebs looking for a centering option. Goes to the net. There's going to be a call coming up here against Toronto. Toronto finally... Well, no, not yet. Delay call coming up against them. Sabres are going to go to their second power play opportunity of the game once Toronto touches up on this one. As Power whips it around to Dylan Cousins. Cousins with Luukkonen vacating the net. Cousins now will go up ice, trying to do it all himself, but loses the puck. And now the Sabres will get that power play. All right,
I don't know if you saw the Jets game, but the Sabres, I believe it was their last power play of the game when they were up 2-1. It was like a trip in the offensive zone, and it took about 20 seconds for the ref from completely behind the play to blow it dead. It was like a clear trip. There was no call. The crowd was kind of going nuts. And then 10 seconds later, it got blown dead. After 2 Jets touched it up for it. That's just what the NHL refereeing has become. Now my phone, for some reason, is at 18% right now. So after this power play, I'm going to head out and then I'll be back for the third.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we have a very unorthodox stream here tonight, but Sabres on the power play here, having to come back into the zone after losing it. Skinner drops it back to Tage. Tage now drops it all the way to the point for Cousins across to Skinner. Skinner pass back to the point for Cousins. Across again to Dahlin. Down low to Skinner. Back up top to Cousins. Out wide. Tage with the one-timer that goes wide. Now Skinner trying to feed it. Tuck in front of the net. Pass didn't make it all the way through. Marner couldn't clear though. Sabres keep it alive there. Tage now trying to go through the crease. Pass intended for Tuck again. And now Marner trying to get a shorthanded break. He gives it to David Kampf. Kampf trying to break in with speed, but Tage got back just in time to make the play. And now the Sabres can go back up ice. Tuck with a touch pass. Drops it back to Skinner. Skinner off the boards, has it, shoots it, short angle, missed the net, and it took a weird bounce off the end boards. I'm not sure why Skinner's doing that, by the way. But Nylander, watch out. He may have an opportunity. Going to the net, takes the shot. That one is stopped by Luukkonen with the shoulder there. And Greenway now turns it over. Nylander, lane to the net, shot, stopped again by Luukkonen. And the Sabres hopefully trying to get speed the other way. Here they come now. Okposo with the barbers. Beats out Lyubushkin. Okposo to the front of the net. Rebound sits in front. Peterka, but nobody could make it count. Now Peterka to the point. Power with a shot. Oh, no. He passed on an obvious shot. Tried to go cross ice to Peterka. And that one ends up in the stands.
Oof.
Unbelievable that the Sabres did not score there. Lyubushkin being served.
What a chance in front of the net there. Oh, no goalie stick. Yeah.
But look at the wheels on Kyle Okposo, the old man.
Granted, it's against Ilya Lyubushkin, but still that little stutter step, you love to see it. And he's definitely been making a case to be a trade target these last couple games.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. All right. Sabres with another power play or another face-off here, which they lose. Toronto will knock this one down the ice with 20. I can't stop burping. Good Lord. I can't stop burping. Yeah. Anyways, here comes Power for Buffalo. Power is going to drop it back to Krebs. Krebs now crisscrosses with Greenway, but Greenway cannot handle the pass. Toronto gets to it. They will clear the zone for the final time. The Sabres will not convert on that power play opportunity. Good play by Toronto. They get back to full strength, but here comes J.J. Peterka. Splits a couple defensemen. Now walks in, trying to leave it there for Greenway, but the two of them again weren't on the same page. Here's Krebs behind the net. Takes a heavy check from Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner, though, still getting under some serious pressure. Now he throws it to the front of the net for Simon Benoit. Benoit off the boards, not out. Now it gets out. And goes all the way down the ice for an icing.
All right, well, I will take this time to exit here. I don't know why my phone is dead, but I will be back for the start of the third period.
All right, we'll see you then, Cal.
Sounds good.
Poor Cal. Rip Cal. Oh, there's two of me now. Fun. Let me get myself off. Get that off. Hopefully we see Cal again for the third period, and his phone stops being a little stupid. All right. Sabres in their own zone. Or in the offensive zone, Girgensons loses the faceoff. Oki has been playing like he knows the golf schedule. yeah, pretty much. No, Oki, he understands where he's at. He doesn't want to leave Buffalo. He's trying to prove to Kevin Adams that he needs to stay. The problem is the better he does, the less likely that happens. Oh, and apparently Noah Hannafin, it is likely that he gets traded to the Vegas Golden Knights. Doppelganger Don, yeah. Pretty much that was me for a hot second there, yeah. But there was a lot of trades that happened in the NHL today. But anyways, here comes Buffalo. Lost the faceoff, but was able to quickly get it out of the zone. Matthews, though, regains it at center ice, drops it to Marner, who drops it back again to Matthew Nyes. That pass was almost out of his reach. Sabres have it. They're forced to retreat to the far corner. And they ring around to the near side. Dahlin trying to make a move around Nyes. He does. Centers that puck very dangerously, I may add. But Toronto having to get back. Okposo was very young and youthful. That is what everyone said always, right? Marner keeps it in at the line, though. Matthews walking towards the middle of the ice. Screw it. Riley. Now to Marner. Marner with his shot. Glances off the glove of Luukkonen. Sabres can't get out of the zone still. Riley with the puck on the near side. Under pressure from Girgensons. Eventually forces the turnover. Jokiharju can get this one to the line. Olofsson shepherds it the rest of the way, and now the Sabres will get it down the ice. No icing, though, as Riley steps out from behind his own net. Sabres making some line changes as well. Nylander makes a move. Now throw this one into the Sabres' end. Clifton on the far side banks this one off his stick, kept in by Benoit. Benoit plays it down low, but we have a whistle here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like an icing call, and again, TNT's going to go to another commercial break. Woo! Kyle is gone for certain at the end of the season. Farewell, Captain Oki. I know. He's been here for so long. It would be a shame to see him go now. What a guy, though. I don't understand, though, why the Sabres just basically declined that power play. Bowen Byram. Can you imagine what it's like if you're Bowen Byram? You're going from a Stanley Cup contender to the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, not great. Not the best. Oh, but yeah, folks, did you hear about the Mitch Morse, or not the Mitch Morse, the Adam Henrique trade going from Anaheim to the Edmonton Oilers? And folks, we are at 2083, 2,800, or, geez, you know what, should I just stop speaking tonight, folks? And also, by the way, why do we only have 6 likes on the stream, huh? What's up with that? What's up with that? Only 6 likes? Bruh. Real quick, did we get to see Bowen leave? Can you pull up the clip if there is one? TNT briefly flashed a clip of Bowen Byram seen leaving Colorado's facilities. Let me see if there's... I mean, I don't have it on my screen right now, so I can't screen record it or screen share it with you guys. I'm not finding anything, though. I'm sure eventually someone will post it to Twitter, but he was laughing. He was having a good time on the way out. Me and my dad were just talking about how it must be humiliating. Yeah, I know. Well, apparently Byram wanted out. That's what I'm hearing. Byram wanted out from Colorado. He was not going to resign. He wasn't happy there. He didn't think it was the right fit anymore, which I don't know if you're Buffalo, if you should be concerned about something like that, but I'm sure he welcomed a change of scenery, and it's not like he doesn't know any of the guys on the roster right now. I don't know if you guys saw earlier the picture of him posing with Dylan Cousins, with Jacob Bryson as well. So he knows who's already in the facilities. He knows this team already. So that's a good sight to see. That he at least will be familiar. There won't be as much transition time for him. But anyways, we return to play here. Sabres, after that offsides call, get it down the ice into the Toronto zone. That Tage has it on the near side boards, working off the wall, drops it to Bryson. Bryson now going cross ice to Tage. Tage with a shot. That one was blocked right off the knee, I think, of Tyler Bertuzzi. He gets up a little gingerly there. Sabres again have it at the point. Tage holds, fires towards the net. Rebound by Tuck, just went wide. Samsonov had no idea where that puck was. Now Toronto gets it down the ice, and that one will be coming back for an icing. On an icing. Byram is not playing now. Nope, he was just traded a couple of hours ago. I wouldn't expect him to play tonight or tomorrow for Buffalo. I'd be very surprised if he played against the Nashville Predators tomorrow night. But yeah, after the Sabres not getting a shot for the first 12, 13, 14 minutes of the game, they have 20 or 19. TNT just took one off the board. I'll update it eventually. Sabres will surely get another shot on goal. Anyways, Toronto wins the defensive zone faceoff. They throw it up to center ice. Peterka quickly gloves it back in and comes in for the Buffalo Sabres. He gives it to Jordan Greenway, who turns it over right around the goal line. I swear to God, this guy does nothing for this team. Yeah, no, he is not playing. Here comes Buffalo. Nice play to get out of that, too. They go up ice. Peterka with a shot as he walked towards the slot there. And, well, it looks like they tried to keep it in at the blue line, but Ryan Johnson was just offsides. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate there. 2:39 to go. I think the Sabres have really stepped it up here in this second period. Hey, we got 10 likes finally. Let's go. Let's get 15, guys. Greenway, though, did have a good rush there. Cousins with a shot. That other one was glanced off. But fourth line out here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's Ryan Reeves. Reeves putting on the pressure on Ryan Johnson. Throws him kind of roughly into the boards there. But that's what Reeves does. He's done that with every single team. Camp off the ice as he dumps this one into the Sabres' end. Johnson coolly plays it out, looking for the outlet in Kyle Poso. And look at this guy. He's got some wheels tonight. Kyle Poso looks like a well-rested man. But here's Olofsson in the far corner. He has the only goal for Buffalo here tonight. Leaves it for Poso in the far corner. Now to Robinson. Robinson throws this one to the near side boards, gives it to Ryan Johnson, who pinches down from the point. Johnson into the corner there. Gets it to the point for Girgensons. Girgensons across. No shot yet. Now it comes from the defenseman there. Johnson glances off the toe of Samsonov. Now he tries to get it back again as Toronto dives to get this one out of the zone. Oki ready to get traded. I don't know if he's necessarily ready, but he did sound like he was very prepared for the thought. I don't think, though, still emotionally he's ready to go. He has a family here in Buffalo. He's settled down over the last 7 years or so. So for him, it'd be a big disruption over the final couple of months. But here's Toronto getting out of their own zone again. Tavares to the far side for Ilya Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin banks this one up the boards, just across the Sabres blue line before Bryson takes it back. Puts a backhander up there that was weak. It was picked off. Toronto throws it back right in again. And here's Owen Power behind his own net. Finds Jacob Bryson. Bryson near side for Benson with speed. Zach Benson across the Toronto blue line. Chips one to the far corner for Peyton Krebs. Krebs immediately to the point, but nobody was there for Buffalo. And now Toronto was looking for a too many men as Buffalo was making a couple changes as the puck went over there. Sabres again have it in the far corner. It's Tage. Gets it to Skinner. Skinner out in the slot. His shot deflected off a knee. Dahlin again off the point. Gets it down low to Skinner. Skinner for Tage. Throws one to the front of the net. Nobody there, though, for Buffalo. And now Marner in his skates. He gets it out eventually. He gets this one into the Sabres corner here. Matthews is there with him, but Matthews loses it to Alex Tuck. I know, he's got to chase that cup. And I'd love to see him and Zemgus Girgensons. They've put in their time here in Buffalo. For what, really? They kind of wasted their careers doing nothing in Buffalo. Haven't made the playoffs. Haven't been able to have a legacy as Toronto floats one towards Luukkonen. Sabres can't deal with it. Now a quick shot from the point. Finds Marner on the rebound. Throws this one to the front of the net. And eventually, though, we will have a whistle there as the end of the second has arrived, folks. The end of the second has come here as the Sabres and Maple Leafs exit 2, tied up at 1. Oops. Yeah, but there were 7 players on the ice there for Buffalo for a second. Referees did not call it, though. Fortunate enough for Buffalo. So, yeah, we go into the second intermission. Both teams tied up at 1. Olofsson had the game-tying goal after William Nylander put Toronto in front. Oops. Yeah, they are. They're competitive still, but they're always competitive against Toronto. I just would like to see them do a little more in the offensive zone. Wouldn't you? Okay, though. Yeah, so that was a pretty decent period again by Buffalo, but they really haven't done anything where I'd say they've been the better team so far. Not really. Just gotta be consistent. Yeah. And they haven't been this season, so. Okay then. I hope the Sabres can do something better with this. Give me something better to do. Because right now, they're still playing kind of a sludgy kind of game. Neither team has necessarily gotten out of their grooves here. I know Nylander and the Maple Leafs did score early in this period, but it's not like they've been dominating either. And yeah, give the Sabres credit for playing even with a make-or-break team in Toronto. They certainly do not want to play in the wild cards. They do not want to face the Rangers or the Florida Panthers again, because both of those teams are a wagon this year. Consistency and poor performance on face-offs. I wouldn't disagree with that. Would not at all. I think we need to get a face-off-centric center. Maybe. Probably not. I doubt that we get that. But yeah, the Leafs had a late chance, but we are still tied up going into the third. I wonder what the record is for the Sabres when they're tied after 2. Can't be much. apparently the Sabres feel like their top 4 is set with Dahlin, Power, Byram, and Samuelson. According to the Sabre report, the Sabres will look to move on from Jokiharju as soon as this Friday, if not in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised if Henry Jokiharju has moved on from. Consistently not able to win more than 3 in a row. I know. When it takes you until February to do this, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. But I never mentioned on that Victor Olofsson goal, Zemgus Girgensons had the lone assist, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, in case you're wondering that. And then Nylander's only assists were from Bertuzzi and Domi. Can you tell I'm a little tired? Jackson Power Johnson or Graham Burden may be the key additions at center. I don't want to draft a center, though, in the first round. Maybe if you want to trade up into the early second round, if they're still there on day 2. Certainly not in the first round. Bills need a wide receiver desperately. And don't tell me that there's depth. Sabres need a high-end wide receiver because Stefan Diggs clearly showed it this past season that he's not always going to be that guy. He's not going to be playing at that elite level forever. And he wasn't in the second half of last season. He really wasn't. So the Bills need to find another big, fast wide receiver that can gain separation. But I also think with yards after catch, Yak is still a huge area of concern for this offense. James Cook is able to do it. Dalton Kincaid is able to do it. Knox, not really. Deontay Hardy never caught a ball for the Bills last year, and Gabe Davis just struggles with that. He can't do it. McGovern can step in as center, generate depth at wide receiver. Yeah, generational depth at wide receiver and elite centers in the draft. We'll have a mock draft coming out in a couple weeks, our first mock draft. We'll have a series of them, probably 2, maybe 3. My guess is, though, 2. But, yeah. I think Buffalo needs to desperately go wide receiver in the first round. Okay? Wide receiver in the first round. 27 wideouts with first round grades. Are you serious? Truth, now how are you looking at all this? Is there a website you use? Because I certainly will want to look at that, whatever you're using. Does NFL.com have like an NFL edge? So that would certainly help me in making a mock draft, a couple of them. Yeah, but Toronto Leaf fans are currently bickering at each other on Twitter, so you'll like to see that. Sabres still have a shot lead of 19-15, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I think the Sabres are still firmly in this game, but Toronto not doing very much to inspire anyone at the moment. Not exactly. So Buffalo's going to have to do a little bit better in that. We got 72 people in the chat, or 7 people in the chat. Make sure, folks, to hit that like button and to subscribe. Yes. Multiple resources, Kuiper, and also Next Gen. I'm also scouting reports on over 300 prospects. Jeez. I don't want to... Is Next Gen cost money? Next Gen stats. Does it cost money? Oh no, it's just all here. I gotta stop. Nike, you gotta stop advertising stuff. Please. Stop advertising me. Oh yeah, but there it is. There are all these stats. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is definitely going to be something that I will use. Not even for the draft, but just in general when I look up. I want to look up how a player is actually doing. What does it say? I can't read what that says. Say Walter Camp is costly next gen free. Kuiper. What's Kuiper? Let me look that up too. Kuiper. NFL draft. Because I mean, I'm really not looking to pay. Oh, Mel Kiper, his big board. Yeah, but Mel Kiper, I feel like is pretty untrustworthy. I don't exactly like him. Coyote. Kale's phone died midstream. Walter Football. Let's see. Oh, where's all this? Premium users get ad-free content. Is this their entire board or just the top 10? Oh wow, it keeps going. Nope. Goes up to pick 16. I can just keep going all the way. Nope. Add. Nope. Stop it. They mock the Bills getting Xavier Legette. Interesting. I'm not sure I'd pick him. Wonder where they had Troy Franklin. I like that guy. In school, doing a paper about why Josh Allen should have won MVP. So here, I'll give you 3 big reasons, and then I'll give you 1 reason why he didn't win MVP. Your first big reason is that the stats back him up. Okay. Stats back up Josh Allen. He had the most total touchdowns. He had the most passing touchdowns compared to Lamar Jackson, at least. The only category where Lamar did better than Josh in stat-wise was interceptions. Your second big reason, look at how each player affects their team. I'm not saying Lamar doesn't have an effect on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not saying that Lamar isn't the center of that team. But Lamar had more weapons. He had a better defense all year round. Josh basically has had to do it on his own, especially when Stephon Diggs became a non-factor. He had to find a way to get other guys into the game, but that only could happen if Josh made it happen. So, in terms of which team relies on each other more, I think the Bills definitely rely on Josh Allen more so than Lamar, or the Ravens rely on Lamar, because at least with the Ravens, they still have a great coaching staff. They still have a great defense. They still have a really good offensive line, one of the best special teams in the NFL. So that's my second reason. Actually, I'm going to give you just 2 reasons. That's my 2 reasons. I can't think of a third reason why right now. I feel like those 2 are pretty broad and cover a lot of bases. I'll give you the 1 reason why not, and it's basically because of perception. Those interceptions early in the season really didn't do Josh Allen much good. But Lamar didn't have those interceptions. He didn't have those turnovers, but he did. It's tough because Josh Allen just commits way too many turnovers to be considered an MVP. I think he does at least. But if you look at the playoff performance for each, Josh is definitely much better than Lamar. The only problem with that argument is that the MVP is only a regular season award. It doesn't take into account playoff performances. South Carolina elite, Troy Franklin, many issues besides his measurables being wrong. You're using me as a source. Yeah, go right ahead. As long as you know how to cite me properly. Xavier Legette, Lad McConkey, Adonai Mitchell, Brian Thomas Jr. The guys to try to get Adunze. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll figure it out. If you look at old MVPs, they have a lot of interceptions. Is that so? Let's go back. NFL MVP winners. Where's the MVP? Yeah, okay. Lamar only had 8. Mahomes the year before, Aaron Rodgers, no, not really. Nothing. You're not gonna. No, don't worry. I don't really give a crap about it. If you need, if you need those words, use those words. Lad McConkey, Adonai Mitchell, Brian Thomas Jr. I like Brian Thomas. I've heard he's good. But I will say, I'm saying all this without having done a lot of research into it. And I was going to do that over my spring break, actually. I was going to do some research into some mock drafts and who the Bills should get in the first round and beyond. Only 176 pounds? He's a skinny guy. He's a light guy, huh? Damn. Surprising. What do you think we'll get as a possible return for Vic if we do nothing? We should not be getting a big return if we do try to trade Victor Olofsson. Number one, his cap is just horrible. I'm sure the Sabres would be willing to retain 50%. Problem is we'd have to get another team to help out with that. He's only played in a handful of games since the beginning of the calendar year, so that's a big problem as well. And also, he doesn't provide anything defensively. And then the postseason, that's what truly matters. But there's one team that I heard being linked to Victor Olofsson. It was Nashville. They need more scoring. They need help in their middle six. Olofsson would be able to do that, I guess. He could do that. So if you trade Olofsson right now, I think you'll only get maybe a 5th round pick for him, maybe a 4th if you're really lucky. But Barry Trotz, I don't see Barry Trotz, the Nashville GM, pay more than a 5th round pick. Maybe a prospect, maybe a no-name prospect, but Victor Olofsson, I wouldn't say his trade value is very high. You know, when he scored 28 goals, you probably should have traded him then, right? No. He requested a trade. Everyone thought he was going to get traded before the season, but that didn't happen either. Oh. Never mind. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that we should get much from him. Edmonton definitely improved today. Yes, absolutely. Xavier Worthy. What did you say, Xavier? Oh, I didn't catch that. Crap. Damn it. Didn't catch that before it flew off my screen. Yeah, but they improved. Did you know Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, is in the... I did know that. I heard about that. I saw the one clip of him critiquing his own son while doing his job on NFL Network. Is this last year on his contract? Yeah, it is. This is Olofsson's final year on his current $4 million cap or contract. Xavier Worthy is either going to become the next Tyreek Hill or John Ross. I don't know. I'm worried about teams that do try to go get him, though. I don't think it's going to work out. My gut tells me John Ross, just because I have a John Ross kind of like ruined fast wide receivers for me, where they base all their skill based off of how fast they are. It kind of ruined that whole trend. Before, I wasn't that horrible with it. Luke McCaffrey, Christian's brother, also in the draft. Is he a wide receiver, or what is he? Their last season, I saw a post that Olofsson was traded for William Nylander, and I got excited. And Sawyer, how could you believe something like that? I'm sorry, you can't. That's too crazy. That's too wild to be ever true. Why would Toronto? I know Toronto's dumb, but I don't think they'd ever get rid of Nylander. I feel like that's a lopsided trade. Now, if it ever happened, I would drug Brad Trevlevin and make it happen, but I don't think that's unfortunately ever going to happen. I think the most we get from him is a 5th. Ross out of football. I'd take Alex Nylander for Vic at this point. Hey, Alex Nylander scored a hat trick against the Penguins? No, against Vegas last Monday. On Monday, I believe. He scored a hat trick against Vegas, and now Vegas is probably going to go out and get Noah Hannafin in response. Marquise Goodwin, track star with frail. McCaffrey is a wideout. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what Brandon Bean decides to do. I like him to double dip at the wide receiver position, go out, also get a D lineman, get a get 2 wide receivers with the 11 picks. If we keep all 11 picks, 2 wide receivers, 1 safety, 1 edge player, maybe a linebacker too. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we got probably get another offensive lineman, probably a left guard. Probably. How many picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 picks utilized. Oh crap, we're back. Why does TNT do that to me? Why do they do that to me? It's so annoying. Anyways. Toronto throws this one into the Sabres zone. Looks like Kale will be able to join back very soon, folks, so stick around for that. Here comes Gergensons, though, rumbling through center, out wide of Poso. His shot! Oh, it hits the outside of the post. Now Poso finds Gergensons, another short angle shot. Save made there by Samsonov. Power holds it in at the point, throws one all the way to the far side. Gergensons can't keep it in. Old man doesn't have those wheels anymore. Yeah, but Oposo hit the outside of the post there. The most wideouts ever taken in the draft was 35. Is it really? So you think the Bills could find a hidden gem in the 5th or 6th round? So we have a lot of picks this year. And if I'm Brandon Bean, maybe you want to trade up, but I wouldn't want to get too aggressive. You have so many holes on the roster. This has to be a very good draft. This has to be... If this is truly a deep draft, keep your picks. Make the picks. Trust that McDermott is a good enough head coach to develop them. Get the clock fixed here. All right. Toronto wins the faceoff, gets it to the near side. Oh, here's Kalo. Yes, sir. Back from the dead. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get his pretty face on the screen here real soon as the Sabres turn the puck over in the neutral zone. Up the far side goes Bobby McCann. McCann tumbles awkwardly into the end boards there. Now the Leafs still have it in the near side corner. Tavares whacking away at it, gets it to the point, but it just trickles by Liljegren. Toronto has to retreat. Now the Sabres looking for a stretch pass here. Right to Tuck. Alex Tuck at center ice drops it back to Connor Clifton. Sabres making a couple of line changes here. Clifton gets it to Skinner. Skinner missed the pass. That one's going to come back for an icing. But Cal, we truly did miss you.
Yeah, not much happened since I left, but still 1-1. The Sabres leading shots here, 20-15, with 18 minutes to go in this game, and yeah, I mean, it's anyone's game. I mean, technically the Sabres are still, in the playoff race, 10 points out with the game in the hand. If they win tonight, they're an even 8 points out with Tampa Bay. The Red Wings are also even with the Sabres, but 10 points ahead, even in games, 10 points ahead. So you never know. Maybe a 5-game win streak gets them back into the mix. We'll see what they do at the deadline if that helps them out here. But
seems like the Sabres will be selling those. Toronto comes into the Sabres zone, around all the way behind the net. Now Nylander trying to throw that one back out in front. Sabres pick it off, trying to go back the other way, but Cousins didn't see the pass was happening. Nylander, though, seeing that it wasn't an icing, quickly gets it out of his feet, off his stick, goes up ice, almost trickles all the way between Power and Clifton, but Clifton ushers him away from the play. Now Clifton nearly stumbles over himself, just kind of whips it out along the near side boards, but it's kept in by Benoit. Sloppy play from Connor Clifton. Goes to the far side there for Kampf. David Kampf for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi to the point. His pass, though, picked off by Peterka. Now Peterka can lead the 3-on-2 rush the other way. Try his pass, though, intended for Greenway. Did not happen. We play the Red Wings 3 more times. Yeah, and theoretically, if you won all 3 of those games, suddenly things get a little interesting. But I wouldn't...
If you win tonight and if you win tomorrow night, then you win those 3 games. Then it gets interesting. But if you lose tonight, you lose tomorrow night, it doesn't even matter, Still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it is a must-win tonight. If you really think that the Sabres have a 1% playoff chance, tonight has to be the night. But watch out, Luukkonen was caught out of his net. Toronto could not make it count, though. Sabres along the near side boards. Trying to scoop this one out, but Marner keeps it in. Marner at the blue line, under pressure from Olofsson, spins away from him, finds Matthews, who drops it back to Nyes. Nyes now below the goal line. Marner again tripped up below the goal line. No call from the referees, and now the Leafs have to get out as the Sabres move up the ice. Olofsson down low to Benson. Zach Benson on the line now with Peyton Krebs and Victor Olofsson as Matthews and Krebs gets tangled up behind the net. Matthews put his arm right around the neck of Krebs. No call from the referees as the camera panned away from him. Both of those two. Krebs and Matthews, they kind of have history. More so, though, with Matthews and Cousins.
Yeah, that was pretty much a blatant hold there behind the net. Yeah, they got tangled up, but the ref will let that play on.
But here's Lyubushkin, turns it over as he tried to clear the puck out the far side. Tavares was there. Sabres, though, do a good work to steal from both of them. To the point, Connor Clifton, watch out, he's falling down. Toronto may go the other way, but that pass, great play there by the Sabres to break that one up. Otherwise, it was a breakaway going for Toronto. Lyubushkin, heavy check made there by Eric Robinson behind the net. Riley now finds a pass up the near side. Dahlin tips this one by. Goes behind Luukkonen leaves it there for Clifton. But Clifton, is he going to turn it over? He elbows a man right in the head. Who was that? That was Yarncrook. And now the Sabres again turn it over. Dahlin, I'm not sure what the hell he's doing here on the shift. Goes to the point for Domi. Domi to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi shot off the skate and well wide of the target. Now the Sabres can slowly skate their way out before Simone Benoit with speed trying to go back in. Tangled up there with Ryan Johnson. Johnson, though, on his high horse to get back there. Makes a beautiful play to separate him from the puck as now he finds a cross-ice pass to Power. Here comes Owen Power inside. Tuck. Shot! What a glove save by Samsonov. Snare that one from the high heavens to keep this game tied up at 1. How does Krebs become the enforcer? I'm not sure. I don't think it's really that. And yeah,
that was an absolute snag. Yeah, Krebs becoming the enforcer. Yeah, I mean they put him on that fourth line for a whole year and kind of said, Krebs, that's your new job here, and you got to give him credit. He's at least been doing that. But a guy of that stature, of that size, cannot be your tough guy, right? Teams are not going to take you serious, and it's not all that effective either.
Bertuzzi whacks this down with a high stick. Eventually, though, plans to touch it up. Did he? Did he there? Both players just kind of let it happen. Time ticks away before the referees finally whistle play dead with 14-16 to go. But we got 15 people in the chat. Folks, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Cal, after a brief hiatus again, with phone issues, he is back. He's recharged. He's happy to see the Sabres still in this game, but Cal, I wouldn't say neither team has really taken control here tonight.
Yeah, definitely not. Still pretty even. And, I mean, both teams really haven't had juice this game, right? It's kind of felt like a lackluster, just back and forth, kind of a calm game. Nylander had that goal that kind of, split play up a little bit. We thought the Leafs might run away with it. They had some pressure, but then all of a sudden the Sabres come back and Olofsson gets them right back in it. And since then, it's really just been a nice back and forth.
Here's Greenway after the Sabres get this one out of the zone. Gives it to Cousins, who finds Peterka. Walking to the middle of the ice, Peterka. His shot glances well wide of the target. Liljegren with the rebound. Picks it up, scoops it out of the zone. Dahlin in his own end. Turns it over. Watch out now. Domi to the far side. Trying to cut back in towards the front of the net. But Peterka was there to take his feet out from underneath him. No call again from the Zebras. UPO jersey for the Juice. Should I bring it out? Next commercial break. I'll bring out the UPO Goat Head, the Demon Head jersey. But here is Peterka now. JJ Peterka along the near side boards, tripped up by Matthews. The Leafs get it out with Nyes. Nyes has it stolen away from him from Jacob Bryson. And I will say, Bryson has not been bad this season. He's been very solid.
I mean, the team is very good with him. I think they're like 11-4 or something like that with Bryson in the lineup. So that's pretty crazy.
Pretty strange. One of the strangest stats in the NHL, probably.
Right.
Oh, boy. But Bryson just whacked the crap out of a guy on the far side. Are the refs seriously not going to call that? Cal, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, but oh my
All right.
God. There was a hack and a half right there. Oh my God. No
Oh, yeah, on
arms.
Matthews, too.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty obvious that was a slash, but Bryson just got away with one. Right after I was praising
Wow.
him, he nearly gives up an obvious penalty, but that doesn't happen. We continue play on, and Robinson has just tipped this puck up and out of play. Commercial break. Time to get the Luukkonen jersey for the juice.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, boys and girls in the chat. We go to commercial break here, and we have
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to
around
pray.
12 minutes.
Folks, I'm sorry, Cal. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have to pray to the goat head jersey, okay? Dear Ukko, son of Pekka, please give us a proper game. I need some shithousery to make fun of Toronto fans. Please, thank you, amen. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for indulging. This game is a snooze, invisible calls. Yeah. Oh, Bryson. Yeah, folks, I'm sure if you ever go back and rewind this game on HBO or TNT if you have it, you'll see it was just a two-handed, full-out smackdown there by Jacob Bryson. But other than that, though, he's been playing very solidly this season for the Buffalo Sabres, and I kind of think he's better than Connor Clifton now. Way better.
Yeah. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, come on!
Yes, sir. UPL for the win. But there's
Go.
We return to play there as Connor Clifton. He's sticking his tongue out as the cameras show him. They're just replaying his elbow there on. That was Yarncrook, Callie Yarncrook. Thought that maybe was Noah Gregor, but yeah, there's a couple of old ladies in the corner there that went after that hit right to the face.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about the nickname Ookie Pookie?
He is my Pookie Bear.
Yep.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Ookie Pookie. Ookie Pookie. Is that what you call him, Cal? Is he your Ookie Pookie?
Nah, I wouldn't say so, but there's that video of Tage calling him that. It's hard to take a guy serious when the team's calling him Ookie Pookie.
Ookie Pookie, bro.
It's funny because he's just like an absolute mammoth of a human too.
I know. He's like 6'6". He's a 6'6" demon, but there's Matthews going into the goalie there as Luukkonen comes out to challenge him and makes a big save. Scary good. Channel RJ Victor hack trick. Potentially. I wouldn't go as far to say Victor VO Hattie. But Matthews kind of had a broken play there. Almost got around, who was that? Henry Jokiharju. And could have resulted in a goal there, but Matthews was foiled. Foiled by Ookie Pookie.
Ookie Pookie.
Ookie Pookie Luukkonen. He's got one of the funniest names in the NHL.
Right.
Did you see though when the Sabres faced Florida on ESPN Plus, they had his name as Ukko-Pekka on their little goalie like Chiron before the game. Ukko-Pekka. I was like, I don't think that's it.
You see that guy that just got signed with what team is it? His name's like Ivan.
Is it serious?
Look it up.
They're just coming up with EA generated names at this point. But here's Martin.
Here he is. Ivan is his name. He's for the Avalanche.
What? Ivan. It's so random. Why? Why? Of all the names, he's got to be Russian or something. Oh my God, Cousins.
Ivan.
Why is bro skating away from that? Matthews, though, eventually stripped. Krabs going for the floater, looking for the breakaway to Dylan Cousins. Couldn't reach him, and as Matthews now dances with the puck at center ice now. He's at the end of a shift, though, so he's going to have to head back to the bench as he drops it to TJ Brody. Brody now forward to Riley. Riley to Yarncrook. Yarncrook out wide for McCann. McCann on the backhander. Sends one towards the net. Pad stop made there by Lukin, and rebound goes to the point for Brody. Now to McCann. Walks out, takes the shot, rebound, stop. Now it's still loose in front. Sabres are whacking away at him. Marner is there. It's behind Lukin, and now it goes behind the crease. Behind the net to Connor Clifton, and he will scoop this one out to center ice and beyond. Toronto starting to put the pressure on. Sabres have to watch out here as Tavares makes a move at center. Gets it forward. Here comes Toronto again, but it's a low wrister right into the glove of Uki Pookie.
Yeah, he's from the Czech Republic. Ivan.
Ivan. I love that. Well, I love that name for him. Did his parents think that there was anything wrong with that when they first named him?
It must be like a tradition in their family. Just got the same surname and first name.
Yeah, his name is literally Ivan. 5'11". His father's name is Marek Ivan. Marek. But he's just Ivan.
All right. He's not Ivan Jr.
Gord Miller has revealed what his middle name is, though. I'll look at that after this play dies down here. Toronto's still going around in the offensive zone. Sabres get it out, though, courtesy of Tuck. Off the chest and out. Now Riley turns it over. Goes straight into the stick, though, of Skinner. Or the skate. Oh, my God. Yeah,
Ivan.
Ivan's middle name is Ivan. It's Ivan. His name is
Confirmed.
Courtesy of TSN. Thank you, Gord Miller. But here comes Buffalo. Tuck banks this one off the boards, looking for Tage. Tage couldn't get it up ice. Now Domi finds Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi with less than 10 to go here in this period. Bertuzzi to the corner. Ragdoll's a man, Johnson, but Johnson does just enough to get it away from him. And now Tuck turns it over. Skinner had his back turned to play. Turnover here. Camp with a long-range shot. Stopped by Luukkonen. But Skinner, no IQ once again, just kind of had his head going the other way. Head up his ass, and it nearly costed them.
Yeah, I was going for a change there, and lucky UPL was awake there to glove that one down.
Yeah, but folks, if you really thought I'm kidding, I was not.
There he is.
I am not.
Ivan.
His name is Ivan.
A true legend.
A legend of the game. What a legendary name. The guy is so nice they named him thrice. Bruh.
He puts all other Ivans to shame.
Seriously. Oh, boy. Kale, I got a question for you for the Bills. It's a Bills question. Should we sign Jamal Adams?
Oof, I don't think so. I mean, we do need a safety, but I don't know. It's going to be a lot of money, I think. And Jamal Adams has had a lot of ups and downs, and yeah, I'm going to say no.
What? Leafs picking up the pace. Can Sabres match them? Doesn't look like it, and that's kind of disappointing. Sabres haven't played since Sunday when I streamed. This is actually my third game straight streaming them. No, it's fourth game straight. Panthers, Tampa, Jets. Actually, no, Vegas. I forgot about Vegas. That was in between. So no, the streak was broken, ladies and gents. Ivan needs an electric van or an F van. Every life is a miracle. Yes. Yes, it is. Real deal, you're getting to the heart of it. We got to go out and trade for Ivan. Do you think...
I agree.
Who's he prospect of? Sorry, Cal, you're going to have to disappear
Avalanche.
for a sec. Oh, he is. Okay. Yeah. Here he is, folks. Oh, you can't really see him. You can see the Colorado thing, though, in the corner.
He could have been part of the trade today. It would have made sense.
I don't understand why they didn't do that, though. Come on.
Why didn't they throw in Ivan?
Yeah,
Ivan to the third power.
Can you imagine if he actually becomes like a huge hockey star and we have to keep saying on the broadcast, it's Ivan! Ivan! He's won it! The Stanley Cup!
Squared.
Ivan to the third power.
Ivan cubed.
It's the Cubester. Ivan. He's won it. But anyways, let's get off the Ivan. Let's get back to the play here. We've restarted, folks, as Toronto immediately coming back up ice after the Sabres momentarily cleared it. But the Sabres, they ran out of gas last third period. They can't have that happen again here tonight. But here's Jordan Greenway up the far side, throws this one into the Toronto zone. Riley is there, turns it straight over to Peterka, centers this one to the point. Dahlin, one-timer, wide rebound, goes just wide from Jordan Greenway. He had a clear lane to the back of the net. Well, couldn't get it there, and he looked skyward afterwards. But here's Marner, not out of danger yet. They get it to the line, not out. Good keeping momentarily by Peterka, but Toronto gets it out on the second and third try, and now Greenway absolutely dogs a player, but doesn't stop Marner from getting the puck now on the near side boards. Cross ice pass to Marner. He has it stolen away from him, though. Cousins up the ice, looking for Eric Robinson. Robinson loses the foot race to TJ Brody. Now Brody up the near side boards. Banks it forward a little bit to Domi. Now cross ice. Has Nylander. Puts the burners on. Nylander around behind the net. Still has the puck. Now throws it through the middle of the ice. Taken away by Buffalo. And here they come again. Gergensons with some space on the backhander. Ushers this one to the corner for Robinson. But he banked it over past one player. And now he goes out of the zone. His son will be Ivan the second. Jesus.
Yeah. Ivan Cube Jr.
Oposa did a good job to keep that puck away from Nylander just now. Sabres get it to center ice as the Leafs have now overtaken the Sabres in the shot count. Hasn't been that way since they had a 6-0 lead early in the first. Here's Clifton. Banks this one forward to Olofsson. Olofsson now to Gergensons. Gergensons off the boards at the end of the shift. Throws this one in. Benson on the forecheck. Olofsson. Nice slip there from my boy, VO. As Benoit skates forward.
Olofsson!
Yeah. Here's Domi trying to center this one. Sabres break it up but can't get it out now. Here's Yarncrook on the far side looking for Tavares. Tavares just had that one out of his reach. Now McCann skating after this one. He throws it to the far corner again for Ryan Johnson. Johnson meets Tavares there. Tavares trying to get it to the point. Yarncrook ushers it back the final way. Shepherds it back. They send a shot. Doesn't get all the way through. Doesn't even make it to Luukkonen. Now Benson trying to get it forward to Benson. Benson, come on now, buddy. You got to get it out. Krebs there with some help. They finally do with 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Shots in favor of Toronto, 23-20, but the score is still knotted up at 1. Here's Luukkonen. Has to get rid of that puck quick. He does, but not out. Gregor finds his man Reeves down low. Ryan Reeves with the puck, along with David Kampf down there. Tuck steals it away from both of them, but he misses the pass for Dahlin. Dahlin out to Skinner. Skinner now to Dahlin. Turns it over in front. Oh, what a great opportunity for Noah Gregor. Now Noah Gregor spinorama shot. He did not get all of that one. But Toronto keeps it in the zone. Benoit down low to Reeves. Reeves leaves it there for Dahlin. Dahlin had a horrible giveaway one time. Now gives it to Tage. He turns it over as well, but gets it back again. Finally gets it out of the zone. Sabres relieve some of that pressure as the puck goes down the ice. Skinner on the forecheck along with Tuck. Tuck throws this man down to the ice. The Sabres, with that extra time on the puck, can regain control at center ice here.
Yeah, Sabres are just hanging on here. It seems like they're doing the same thing they did against the Winnipeg Jets when they had the lead and were tied in that game. Just, trying to hang on, and that just doesn't work.
Not against these better teams. No, you can't do that. Here's Peterka trying to go behind the net. The Sabres shouldn't. They have no reason to be tired, though. Sabres have no reason to be tired.
I mean, nothing to lose. I mean, this team should be going all offensive right now, trying to get a goal. Just why not?
Why not? But Peterka turns it over along the boards. Marner has it on the blue line. Gives it to Knies. One-timer. Wide of Luukkonen. Rebound picked up by Power. Flips this one along the boards, but it goes deflects off Knies' stick and out of play. With 5:22 to go. And TNT is going to go to their final commercial break here, but Dahlin just blatantly turned it over. That was horrible. Dahlin had a rough shift last time out. And Cal, every time we see TNT go to commercial, they keep doing this flag animation behind the thing, and they still use the Sabres' old logo. What the hell are they doing?
So annoying. Yep. Still got the navy blue.
And what
the silver accent. I don't understand. ESPN still uses it all the time. Guys, it's been like 5 years. I mean, I get if it's like 1 year, but it's a significant change. I mean, it's a color change. The logo looks crisper. It's not like a slight, minute detail. I mean, it's a big enough change where that should not be the case, but I don't know.
They won a point. Toronto's really getting in. Kulik and Ivan are buddies. Are they? They should be. They're on the same national team for juniors, the junior tournament. World Juniors. the thing. The tournament. Cal was invisible again.
We're back.
But
With Ivan, yeah, that could be a dynamic duo. I don't know.
Yeah, but folks, continue to hit that like button. We have 5 minutes to go here. 5:22 to be specific. 12 likes. We can get to 15. We can get to 15, guys. Let's go. Come on now. Rally the troops. Rally the troops. Let's make it happen. I hope they just aren't trying to settle for a point because Toronto are power or overtime merchants. I think they only have like 3 more regulation wins than Buffalo do, which is Buffalo does, which is insane. Let's go BSC over any other broadcast. Hey, we appreciate that, Dave. Thank you. Every time someone says Ivan, I keep thinking about the bad guy from Iron Man. Not even Ivan the terrible Russian historical figure. That's
I just think of Ivan cubed.
Cal's off in his own universe right now, folks.
Ivan cubed. That's my guy.
Him and the William Matar shirt on. We're gonna be 20 minutes.
Yeah, guys. If you guys didn't see it earlier, here we have Hurt in a car. Call William Matar.
Woo!
4444, of course.
Yeah. Oh, but 5:17, Sabres cleared the zone momentarily. Toronto re-entered offsides. But here's the fourth line still out here for the Sabres. It's Gergensons against the first line, the Marner, Matthews, Nylander line. Matthews wins the faceoff against Gergensons. They circle it between the two defensemen. Now whip this one into the Sabres zone. Shots this period in favor of Toronto 9-1. So the Sabres really need to get something going here. Posto throws this one well wide of the target. Robinson was there, immediately chipped that one towards the front, but Gergensons was out of position, so Marner can go back up ice with relative ease. Here he comes now. Mitch Marner centers this one to Nylander. Nylander tried to make one more pass all the way through, but it was picked off by Posto, who gets it just out of the zone to Robinson. Robinson's pass, though, all the way down the ice. No icing against him, though. Matar. It's your boy, dog. I thought I'd never, ever see you again. I've been missing you for a couple of streams. He's back. I thought Matar was an Albany guy. No, he's a Buffalo guy. But they may have offices in Albany, though. I think
maybe.
They were parodied on, they were spoofed on, were they spoofed on SNL the one time? Or was that Celino and Barnes?
Had to be Celino.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, Matar has some Albany offices.
Yeah, but here comes Tuck, receiving a nice pass. Tuck trying to dance through a couple of defensemen there for Toronto. Couldn't get the shot off, though. Gets it to the far side in the end for Skinner. Back to Tuck. Tuck off the boards. Centers this one. Missed the pass from Power. He was kind of sleeping at the point, but he had to take a central position. He was the only defenseman back as Bryson had jumped up into the play. Yeah, get the point. Exactly. Sabres send this one again down the ice, but it's going to come back for an icing. Not what they're doing with these passes. I don't get it. You have a wide open forward player. Why do these NHLers miss these passes so much? You think they're easy?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just puck was just bouncing there. I don't know. Right down the middle of the ice there, and that forces the Sabres line that's already been out there for a little bit to stay out there. And that is the worst thing possible towards the end of games. When you get stuck out there on a long shift at the end of the game, your legs are heavy. And that is going to play in favor of the Leafs here as they have an offensive zone face-off with the Pirate group out there.
Good thing is, off that face-off, Nylander wins it, but it goes between Lyubushkin and Riley all the way down the ice. So Toronto's going to have to come back again. 3.5 to go here in the third. Riley to the outside, now to the corner. Dahlin eventually gets it, circles this one, goes all the way down the ice for yet another icing call against Buffalo. 18 people now in the chat. Rally, circle the wagons, folks. Sabres and Leafs going down to the wire here. Only a couple more minutes, but unfortunately, Toronto looks like the better team at the moment. Not liking this.
Another icing there, and the Sabres are really just hanging on for dear life. They're just icing the puck, which again is fine. I think they realize that Toronto isn't on their A game tonight too, and they realize that they can just keep dumping the puck. The point.
We may have a penalty here. No, Dahlin just took a guy down. He tackled him for Christ's sake. And he just cross-checked the guy. Dahlin is he's getting away with highway robbery, and now Nylander going in for another little check there on him. Things starting to get chippy between Dahlin, but the Sabres just cannot get the puck out right now. They've had so many opportunities. And another lazy attempt to get it out. You can't do this, boys. Toronto gets it to the far post. Domi was there. Couldn't get it to the front. Greenway now has it in the far corner, trying to circle it back to the defenseman. He cross-checks a man, gets it out of the zone, just far enough for Brody to think he may have a shot to get it back in. But he didn't. He couldn't. And the Sabres can get off the ice, but Dahlin was just dead tired. He fell backwards, took a man out. That was Nylander. Leafs fans really pissed that there wasn't a call on that one.
I don't blame him. I mean, that back-to-back, I mean, you had the cross-check along the boards, but first you had that tackle that you talked about. And, I mean, Dahlin kind of just slipped, turning around, trying to keep up with Nylander, and took him down. And no call, and that's probably like the fourth or fifth no call we've seen this game. That's pretty much on blatant for both sides. So, interesting they're letting them play here.
Oh, there was a good opportunity for Nyes in front of the net. Luukkonen with a good kick save there on him. Sabres, though, still in their own end. They get it off the boards. Girgensons can't get it out. This Toronto forecheck is relentless at the moment. Sabres eventually do get it down the ice, but expect Toronto to immediately come back. But there's actually a misplaced pass by Toronto, so this is going to be coming back for an icing call with 1:55 to go here in the third.
Yeah, Sabres just got to hang on here, and they are dead. And they got a game tomorrow night, too, so
this is not boding well.
I don't know what's going to happen there if we end up going to OT and potentially a shootout.
Krebs, Benson, Victor, best option to close it out. Yeah, that first line for Buffalo, Tuck, Tage, and Skinner just hasn't done enough here tonight. But out here is Skinner and the first line leaning into this one against Matthews and Marner and Nylander. Skinner loses the faceoff. Sabres forced to come out of the zone here. Power across to Jacob Bryson. He just about crosses that red line, gets it deep. Lyubushkin is there first on the puck for the Leafs. Easily gets it to the far side for Yarncrook. Yarncrook gets out of the pressure, now finds it forward to Matty Nyes. Nyes, some serious gumbo against Bryson, but Bryson finds a pass forward. Tuck with a short angle. Rebound goes in front to Skinner, but that one just went wide. Oh, man, that was the opportunity. That one was the opportunity right there. Skinner somehow can't get it on net. What happened to our boy?
Ah.
But that was a great play by Alex Tuck. And now the Sabres again send this one deep into the Toronto zone. Maybe that'll give him some life here. Here's Skinner. Makes a stop-start move. Loses control of the puck. Toronto gets it back with McCann. Less than a minute to go, folks, in this third period. Here comes Toronto into the Sabres zone. Behind the net, McCann. Thrown to the boards there by Jokiharju. They get it to the far side. Sabres eventually bounce it out to center ice. Once again, where Simone Benoit picks it up for Toronto. On the backhander. Gets it to the far side for William Legason. Legason sends a pass forward, but it's turned over. Greenway leading it back for Buffalo. Gets it forward to I miss Middlestat. It's Peterka. But Greenway across the power. One-timer. Dahlin! What a save by Samsonov on the redirection. How did he make that save? It took a dive down. Now Peterka gets taken down to the ice. Is there going to be a call for that? I don't see an arm. But here comes Buffalo again. Through the high slot. Greenway trying to go outside with that one. Bertuzzi couldn't make it happen. And that's going to do it here in regulation. Sabres nearly won it at the death. But we go to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. But Dahlin's shot, one-timer. It was redirected by Cousins in front. Went straight down, dove straight down on Samsonov, and I'm not sure how we got a pad on that one, but folks, we are going to overtime here tonight.
Wow.
Each team Each team wins a point, Cal. Big win for the Sabres, if you ask me.
They do. Okay, so since you are ahead of me, I'm going to take the headset off, so I will still be here. You can see my live reaction. I'm not going to look at you. I'm not going to get spoiled. I will. I'll still talk.
Here, well, no, I can slow it down. I can pause it here and just let you catch up to me.
Okay, if you want to. You're a good 18 seconds.
All right, so
to be honest.
I'm gonna start right at I'm gonna pause it right at the beginning of overtime when they get back to the ice. I'll pause it, and I'll
tell you when they drop.
Yeah, you tell me. I'll get it right to puck drop. Okay, so we can be on at the same time.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but the Sabres and Leafs play each other into a point here in Toronto. Is this the final time these two teams face each other this year?
Oh, I believe it is. There might be one more, but yeah, it's got to be the last time, right? Because I feel like I might be thinking of that preseason game too, where they had at Hockeyville. Let's see.
I think this is, though, but it's weird
Got
because
it.
we faced Detroit 3 more times, Tampa
Oh,
another
one
time.
more time.
Oh, okay.
March 30th,
Is
end
it
of the month,
in
at
Buffalo?
home.
Okay.
Yep.
There's going to be another Leafs invasion there. But here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, but, all right, so right when puck drop happens, folks, I will pause it just so Cal and I can be at the same time. So neither of us spoils it. I want each other to be able to see this at the same time. But just looking back at a replay, Tuck, his opportunity to Skinner in front. Oof. Sabres. Oh, man. Skinner just dragged it of the near side post. But anyways, Cal, I've paused it right on the picture of Granato and Greenway. They just put up the Sabres record in overtime this season. Sabres are 4-3, 1-1 in a shootout. Look at how many games Toronto's gone to extra regulation. 13 games in overtime. 6 games went to a shootout.
Okay, I see that screen.
All right.
I see the records.
All right, I'll play it right there. Here we go, folks. But, yeah, Toronto has played 19 games to sudden death.
Whew.
Are you kidding me?
They're experienced.
Their wins in regulation have to be very low for a playoff team. All right, but here we go. Sabres win the first faceoff. That's big. Tuck now with the puck. Has it to Power, but Power turns it over to Marner. Marner putting the pressure on Tuck there. Now Tuck's going to try to skate out with it. He gives it to Owen Power. Maybe a 2-on-1 potentially here. Power with speed. Pulls up on the near side boards. Power has it. Drifts back towards the blue line. Gives it to Dylan Cousins. He's going to go outside the blue line now. To center ice here with Morgan Riley closely watching him. He drops it to Tuck. Tuck with speed. Down the far side around Matthews. Trying to center this one in front. It was redirected right on goal. Samsonov made the save. Toronto picks up the rebound with Matthews now. Here comes Austin. Austin Matthews for the Leafs. Down the near side. On the backhander. Goes all the way behind the net. Trying to drop this one back to Nylander. He has it stripped. Oh, nearly by Tuck. But he turns it over again to Matthews. Matthews has it again taken away from him by Tage Thompson now. And Tage does a great move to get away from Nylander in the corner. He springs a pass forward to Dahlin. Here comes Dahlin. Holds on to it. Sees 2 blue sweaters in front of him. Now Dahlin outside to Tage. Tage takes a long route around the net. Tage, pressure on him. Turns it over. It's going to be maybe a 2-on-1 here for Yarncrook. Yarncrook with Nylander across to Yarncrook in front. His shot just goes wide of the net. He drops it back to Brody. Brody to Yarncrook. They move back into the neutral zone as their mates make a couple changes, but they turn it over. Here's Tage on the puck. Sees that his teammates as well are making changes. Tage plays one back to Luukkonen. Luukkonen, his pass up ice, nearly picked off there by Matthews, who was springing his way off the bench. Dahlin goes forward to Cousins, makes a move. Cousins splits the defenseman, takes the high shot. That one goes just high over the glove of Samsonov. Now Power ushers a pass towards Samsonov. He will keep play moving though. Keep possession here for Toronto. 3 minutes to go here in overtime. Mitch Marner on the puck for Toronto. He goes across to Matthews, across the blue line. Matthews to the backhand. Has it, pulls it inside for Riley. Riley to the front of the net. What a save by Luukkonen. Now he hits the outside of the net with that one too. And now the Sabres trying to spring a man forward. It's Peterka. Here he comes. JJ's in. What a stab by Samsonov. I believe he got him. It hit a piece of the post. Oh boy. End-to-end action there. But look at Tuck. Early in the overtime period, his shot went off the stick of the defenseman Riley, right on goal to Samsonov. I want to see another replay here. Yeah, we'll get a replay of this Morgan Riley play. He went all the way around, hit the outside of the net too. He was able to get by the poke check of Luukkonen. Okay, Cal. These overtimes are never easy on the heart now, are they?
Oh, definitely not.
Sabres win the faceoff. Huge. Dahlin with the puck, spins out of the pressure of one, drops it to, is that Krebs? It is Krebs. Gives it to Dahlin again. Dahlin trying to break through the pressure there, the lines. Now he finds Tuck, but Tuck is stripped of the puck by Nylander. What a great play by Dahlin, though, to get by him. Dahlin to Tuck, shot! Stopped by Samsonov. Rebound gets to the boards. Finds Nylander. Tuck's got to be careful. He steals it from him. Finds his man Dahlin to the outside. A quick shot. Pad stopped again by Samsonov. Toronto going to slow things down behind their own net. Now go up the far side.
Olofsson?
Is it? No way. There's no way. That's I see Tage out there. Tage is one of the guys out there.
I thought I saw him.
It is Olofsson. He's out there. Oh my gosh. What the hell?
Come on, Olofsson.
Can he get the game winner? Boost his trade debt value. He may have a shot here as the Sabres steal the puck from Nylander. 3-on-2 the other way. Sabres to Tage. Shot! Whoa! What a glove save by Samsonov. Oh, baby. Oh, my goodness. Tage curled and dragged it to the high snot, and it's a snag.
Flash in that leather. Whew.
He was thinking maybe going to the outside to Olofsson. Olofsson was open out there, but Tage took it upon himself, and Samsonov with a humongous stop there. But Sabres with some excellent opportunities here in the overtime period. Another faceoff, won there by Toronto. Matthews wins it back to Riley. Riley under some big pressure here from Skinner. Riley trying to break away from him, eventually drops it back to Austin Matthews. 1:10 to go here in this overtime. He gets it forward. Marner with speed. Here comes Mitch Marner for Toronto. Now he's going to bust back up towards the blue line. Plays it out of the zone here with a minute to go in overtime. Here comes Toronto again. Marner looks over his shoulder. Centers this one to Riley. Riley didn't get the angle to take the shot, but he gives it back to Marner. Marner to the middle of the ice. Had the puck slightly roll off his stick. Gets it back from Matthews. Now Marner with a shot. That one is stopped by Luukkonen. Again, Toronto has it. To the front. What scores? Austin Matthews. Of course, he wins it in overtime for Toronto with only 39 seconds to go here in this extended period.
Darn. Yeah, that's a tough sequence there. Toronto had the puck in the zone for quite a while. Sabres clearly out of gas there, and puck found its way to the front of the net. UPL unable to make the save. Overall, decent game for the Sabres. Solid defense. They got a point, but at this point in the season, it doesn't really matter. Toronto takes this one 2-1 in overtime. But they made it close. They had some effort, but tomorrow they'll be back in action against Nashville in the last game before the trade deadline.
Yeah. So the Leafs beat the Sabres for the first time this season, and as you mentioned, Cal, there is a back-to-back for the Buffalo Sabres. They will play again tomorrow night in Nashville. Maybe we see Bo Byram in his debut. Probably not, but...
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, but Cousins and them, Dahlin was on the ice. He looked like he wanted to break his stick on the post there, but chose not to. But a bunch of Sabres players getting sucked down into the play. Skinner was that too. And what a great finish by Austin Matthews. But unfortunately, yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. No chance for UPL on that one either. But he had a very solid game for Buffalo. Another UPL solid goaltending showcase there. But the Maple Leafs, the big boys, win it again, unfortunately. And yeah, Cal, that's going to do it here for us then, I guess, huh?
Yep. Charlie S. did Peterka play. Yeah, he did hit the post on that one chance in overtime. But yeah, UPL, great game for him. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time, I guess.
Yeah, I will not stream tomorrow's Nashville game. I don't know when I'm going to stream next. Maybe, honestly, 2 weeks from now, because I will be on break next week. So, unfortunately, that is the case. But, anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching me and Cal here tonight. I was Don. This is Cal. This is Buffalo SportsCenter. Go check out the 2 new videos that I posted earlier today about the Casey Middlestead trade. I broke it down. And then I made a video about all the Bills, releases, cuts, moves, etc. So, yeah.